82. Todong lakas sa balita at impormasyon, todong lakas sa musika, at todong lakas sa public service. Ito ang DWIZ 882, ang himpilang may todong lakas. Nakatutok ang buong sambayanan sa isa sa pinakamahalagang usaping pampolitika ng ating panahon. Mula sa pagbubukas ng pagdinig hanggang sa bawat mahalagang argumento at desisyon, samahan ang DWIZ 882 sa special coverage ng impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Asahan ang live updates, kompleto at beripikadong balita, pati ang malalim na pagsusuri mula sa ating mga batikang President Sara Duterte. Dito lang sa DWIZ 882, ang himpilang may todong lakas. DWIZ 882, the Impeachment Trial Special Coverage. Alright, 104. Alauna 4 na po ng hapon. Magandang hapon, Pilipinas. At welcome po sa pagpapatuloy ng ating impeachment trial laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. At meron po tayong flash report agad-agad. DWIZ Flash Report. Pagdalo o posibleng pagdalo ni Vice President Sara sa ikalawang linggo ng impeachment trial, hindi raw makaka-apekto sa estratehiya ng prosecution team. May balita si Patrol 30 Jelly Mendesco.
Hindi maapektuhan ang estratehiya ng prosecution panel sa hanging sumulpot o dumalo si Vice President Sara Duterte sa ikalawang linggo ng impeachment niya. Balita kasi dito na posibleng magpunta si Vice President Duterte sa Paglilitis anumang araw. Posible siguro baka bukas din dahil yun yung araw na nakatakdang simulan yung direct examination kay Chief of Staff Joel Gorospe. At kaugnay pa rin yun sa pagpunta din ni Joel Gorospe noong nakaraang linggo para humingi nga na assistance sa Senate Impeachment Court para sa kanilang mga kakailanganin sakaling magpunta na sila dito ngayong linggo. Ito ang sinabi ng House Impeachment Advisor at spokesperson Robert East Barbers naganga ng paulit-ulit na hayag na prosecution. Handa sila sa direct examination sa mga witness at ebidensya kanilang ipipresenta sa impeachment court. Pinungkuran yung pahayag ni House Prosecutor at San Juan na Representative Isabel Zamora na mas makabubuti kung dumalo sa paglilitis si VP Sara. Ito para malaman na kung ano ang magiging sagot ng Bise Presidente sa mga aligasyong inilatag ng prosecution sa impeachment. Para naman kay House Impeachment Spokesperson Gia Alonso, kung talagang walang kasalanan ng Vice Presidente, dapat itong natin ang paglitis at sagutin yung matagal nang hinihingi ng taong bayan. Anyang karapatan ng mga Pilipino na malaman ang katotohanan mula sa bibig mismo ng Vice Presidente. Ilayin naman ni House Private Prosecutor at Legal Spokesperson at Benjamin Tolosa Jr. na matatag ang estratehiya ng prosecution sa kanilang pinalatag ng mga ebidensya, testigo, pagdating sa mas maayos at epektibong paraan. Nanawagan rin si Tolosa na dapat hayaan ang publiko na marinig nga yung magiging sagot ng pangalawang Pangulo laban sa kanser o sa mga paratang na nakapaloob sa article of impeachment. Samantala, lamang
Jelly, balikan natin si Jelly.
Yes.
Hindi na medyo chubby siya. Alright, welcome po sa ating ikalawang linggo ng coverage, special coverage sa impeachment trial laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte dyan po sa Senado. At kasama na ho natin agad-agad, siyempre, via Zoom, former Associate Justice Sandigan Bayan, our very own Justice Alex Quiroz. Good afternoon, Justice Alex. Ayan. Nandiyan na ba si Justice Alex? Hello po. Good afternoon, sir. Opo, hindi natin naririnig.
Good afternoon po sa lahat, especially sa taga-subaybay ng DWIZ.
Ayan. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. And happy Monday.
Yes.
Ayan. All right, Justice Alex, today is the second...
Welcome po sa DWIZ.
Oo nga, welcome. This is the second day po ng ating impeachment trial laban po kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Pero siguro balikan muna natin yung nakaraang linggo na nakafocus doon sa tinatawag na yung grave threat. Opo, laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Ayan, so may mga tanong gusto ko lang tanungin muna sa inyo, ano bang may tuturo natin regarding po sa grave threat or ano ba yung conditional threat? Ano ba itong mga ito, Justice Alex, para sa kapakanan ng taong bayan na nakikinig ngayon at nanonood po sa atin sa Aliw Channel 23?
Alam mo, yung mga condition na yan.
Aha. Sandali lang ayusin natin yung signal natin. Oo. Sandali lang po, Justice Alex, medyo naglalag yung naglalag tayo. Sandali lamang po, mga kaibigan. Okay, so balikan natin si Justice Alex. Bakit kaya sinasubutahi ba tayo? Biro lang Marami ho tayong tanong, mga kaibigan, na nakatutok ho ngayon. Paano ba? Kasi parang may narinig tayo na sa dating isang senador, na napakabagal daw ho yung impeachment na nangyari ho, yung trial nung nakaraang linggo. So isa yan siguro sa pag-uusapan natin today, Alright, nagbabalik po si Justice Alex Quiroz, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Medyo kanina naglalag tayo So doon tayo sa grave threat. At ano ba yung conditional threat na na pinag-usapan din? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Kasi yung conditional na yan, pinakamagandang halimbawa dyan, tatakutin mo, for example, isang witness. Ikaw, papatayin kita pagka umattend ka pagka ikaw ay nag-testify laban sa akin, Conditional yan. Okay? Yan ang magandang halimbawa dyan.
Okay.
Kaya yung conditional na yan, madalas, may mabigat na parusa kasi sa unconditional. Pero katulad ng isa naman, papatayin kita pag nakita kita bukas. Hindi conditional yon. Now, alam mo, may mga halimbawang kasi ito, nung nag-MTC judge ako, mga nahawakan ko rin yan Paano, kunyari, katulad ng madalas na away natin na hindi sinasadya, yung dyan sa daan yung driver laban sa driver. Tama ba?
Apo.
Hello?
Hello po, go ahead. Sorry po, yung alimbawa, driver laban sa driver, laging nagbabangayan at anong tawag doon, nagtitreat sa bawat isa. Ganun mo ba yun?
Hindi kasi katulad yan. Sinabi ng isang driver, ina mo, papatayin kita. Sabi naman isa, papatayin din kita. Di parehang may threats yan. Yun naman outburst yan ng spur of the moment.
Okay.
Kasi hindi naman natin in-expect ang isang tao, si Pedro nagising, pagkagising niya, ni walang kadahilan, makikita niya yung kapitbahay niya si Juan, Juan, papatayin kita. Huwag ka na magpakita sa akin, Walang ganun Kaya mayroong pinanggagalingan kung bakit nasabi yun.
Pero dito po sa nangyari, dito po sa mga inilabas po na video, just to, sabi nga po, balikan lang natin yung last week, yung bang grave threat, Justice Alex, ay impeachable offense?
Well, strictly speaking, no. Kaya nga lang, inuugnay nila yan sa tinatawag ng betrayal of public trust.
Betrayal.
Inuugnay nila yan.
Okay.
Alam mo, yung para maging para maging
Sandali naglalag talaga si
idudugtong
okay.
mo yun. sa
Justice Alex, sandali lang po medyo naglalag tayo. Siguro, why don't you call, ilagay niyo pa rin siya, wag niyo siyang tatanggalin sa, sa Zoom, pero tawagan niyo si Justice Alex, ha? Lagay niyo lang siya sa Zoom, wag niyo siyang tatanggalin, you can mute him sa Zoom, pero tawagan niyo siya para mas malinaw, please, okay? Justice Alex, yan lang kayo, wag niyong papatiin yung inyong Zoom, pero tatawagan namin kayo para mas malinaw. Kasi there's another question, meron akong kasunod na tanong doon po siya. Ito pong pinag-uusapan. Kaya tinanong ko kay Justice Alex Quiros po, kung ito bang grave threat, yung ginawa ho ni Vice President Sara Duterte online sa publiko, na sinasabi, di ba? Ito po ba ay impeachable offense? Apo, impeachable ho ba yun? Para maintindihan ho nating lahat, di po ba, ano ba nakalagay sa batas? Di po ba? So yun po yung mga tanong diyan kasi, di ba? Yan ang pinagtatalunan ho Dito po kasi yun yung unang kaso na dininig ho last week, no? Nandiyan na po? Nandiyan na? 1:14 na po ng hapon. Okay, sige. Okay, sige. Mas maganda ho yan. Opo. So, kaya dapat intindihin ho natin kasi may sinasabi yata sa Article 282 of the Revised Penal Code explicitly recognizes conditional threats daw ho. And the penalty changes depending on whether the threat is conditional or not. Therefore, saying there is no such thing as conditional threat is legally incorrect. Ang sabi pa, even if grave threats were proven, it is a minor felony, not a corruption offense, not a crime of moral turpitude, and not an impeachable offense under the Constitution. So, tignan ho natin sa nandyan na. Calling na tayo, calling. Gusto kong kumbaga sagutin po ni Justice
Hello.
Alex. Justice Alex. Sir. Okay. Ano bang
Yes, sir.
Apo, nagbabalik po kayo. Justice, may tanong lang ho ako.
Opo, nandito na po.
May nabasa po kasi ako. Ang sinabi dito, paki-explain lang po sa amin. Ano po? Regarding ho dito sa sa conditional threats or grave threats. Sabi niya, Article 282 of the Revised Penal Code explicitly recognizes conditional threats. The penalty changes depending on whether the threat is conditional or not. Therefore, saying there is no such thing as conditional threat is legally incorrect. And, may kasunod po, even if grave threats were proven, it is a minor felony, not a corruption offense, not a crime of moral turpitude, and an impeachable offense under the Constitution. Sir, paliwanag nga po sa amin itong nabasa ko ho para makatulong sa aming lahat, lalo na mga tagapakinig at nanonood po sa atin today.
Una muna, no? Opo, salamat po sa tanong. Una muna, pinaliwanag, umpisahan muna natin, napakaikli lang nito. Ang sabi ng Korte Suprema sa case ng Garma, ang sabi niya, kailangan dyan merong intent. O, nagkaroon ba ng intent? Nasabi ba yung threatening remarks? Sa palagay ko, sagot yan, yes. Ngayon, ito ba talagang itinukoy o sinabi doon sa taong gusto niyang pagsabihan? Sa palagay ko, yung sagot yan yes. Okay, now, may kondisyon ba? Kasi ang pinag-uusapan dyan, yung conditional, kasi ang maximum penalty po niyan, 6 months.
Okay.
Maximum po yun. Para malaman lang ninyo. Kasi yung minor grave threats o yung light threats, MTC, parehas na pang MTC po yan, first level court. So masasabi natin may kababaan. Kasi doon sa impeachment, may binabanggit doon, it must be high crime. Kung you consider it a high crime, my answer is no. Pero betrayal of public trust na gustong iugnay ng mga taga-usik o ng prosecution. Ngayon, alam po ninyo, sa atin kanilang theory of prosecution yon. Hindi po tayo, I don't want to gamble, to say something. Kung ano man. Kasi at this point, premature pa para magsalita tayo. Ngayon,
Alright.
Marami tayong feedback na nadidinig. Bakit ba masyadong nagtatagal? Okay.
Yung nga po.
First, it it should have been resolved muna sa pre-trial. Now, tapos na yung pre-trial, wag na eh. Ngayon,
Wala na, oo.
sana ngayon, katulad din ng mangyayari kay Atty. Lopez, sa palagay ko, ang depensa, hindi naman nila dinideny yung film clips eh. Hindi nila dinideny. Wala ako napanood na dininay nila. Except authenticity. Now, paano natin may iwasan ng authenticity? Kailangan sana pa-transcript na. Transcription of the content. Ngayon, manonood ko na rin si Senate Secretary, Prosecution, tsaka Defense. Pagkatapos, i-transcribe. Now, sasabihin ng Prosecution, yung version na yan, adapted. Sasabihin naman ng Defense, adapted. O kung hindi mo ina-adapt, ano ang bago? Yung sabihin ko, ano amendment nyo, ano changes nyo. Mapag-uusapan yun. Pagkatapos ng transcript, pwede na nila ngayong i-highlight what are the significant factors in their favor. Favorable sa prosecution, favorable sa defense. Para maikli. Now, ang purpose naman ni Senator Cheese, madinig daw ng publiko. Well, i-open natin sa online. If you're really interested as to the content, di ilagay din natin sa online kung ano ang kanilang pinagbasihan ng transcription. Para wag na rin natin questionin yung tinatawag na qualification nung tinatawag na digital forensic expert. Kasi alam po ninyo, ang pagiging expert ng isang witness, address, yun na pinatutungo yan sa judge, hindi po sa parties. So, the judge will determine, i-consider ko ba itong expert witness o hindi. Pero hindi na nga kailangan ng expert eh. Meron na tayong tinatawag na res ipsiloquitur. Ano yon? Yung mismong film clips, mag-usap nga kayong dalawa, prosecution and defense. Pa-transcribe natin. After the transcribe, ano importante sa iyo prosecution? Ano importante sa iyo defense? Okay. Sa kanila ilatag.
Alright.
Pangalawa sa ng suggestion ko, Sir Joel,
Apo.
yung pag magpipresenta ng witness, ang dapat lang sinasabi ng prosecution o non-defense, yung purpose. Wala na yung masyadong sinasabi na mahaba na ang purpose ko po nito, ito ay isang witness, katulad ni imbestiga, ganito para ipakita ang mga utterances ni BP Sara yung mga threatening remarks niya. Period.
Yeah. So,
pero authenticity, hindi naman. Opo.
May nagsasabi, sabi niya, nasaan daw yung threat? Okay, so if you're going to go back again doon, sabi nung isang listener natin, nasaan yung threat? Kung siya po'y pinatay, then the one who ordered them will pay the price too. Tama po? But if nothing happens daw sa kanya, then all of those mentioned are safe. Meaning, nasaan ang krimen? Parang ganon. Hindi naman nangyari daw po. Pareho po silang buhay. Kung namatay man, hindi mo naman pwedeng i-penalize yung patay.
Alam mo, ano na po yan? Maaring masasagot ko na ng parang conclusion of facts.
Yeah. Okay, I understand.
What is applicable. Kaya iiwasan natin.
Sige.
Medyo mape-prejudice natin yung stand ng prosecution at ng defense.
Okay.
Ang importante po sana dyan, katulad ngayon, kay Atty. Lopez, film clips din ang dadalhin nila. Para huwag na tayo pumunta sa mga digital forensic, i-transcribe nila, mag-agree sila, aling film clips.
Para hindi na
pinag-uusapan
para hindi
dito.
na tumagal, ganun po ba 'yon?
And then i-transcribe.
Oo.
Yun ang kakawian nun. Tsaka i-limit sana yung purpose. Ibig sabihin ko, yung opening, sa opening, kinukumpara ko pala ito, Sir Joel, sa ordinary court Sa ordinary court, sasabihin mo lang ang purpose mo. Bakit mo tinawag si witness? Anong purpose mo? Pero hindi ka na para kang nangangampanya na nagdi-debate o para kang merong speeches. It will prolong.
Prolong, yes.
I'm sorry.
Okay lang po 'yun. Ganon din yung babanggitin ko. The word is prolong . Oo. Yung ano pinapatagal yung ano, yung trial, hindi po ba?
Tsaka mind setting po yun eh.
Mhm.
Mind setting din ho yun eh. You seemingly campaigning for your cause. Hindi po
So-
ganun. Tinawag mo yung witness na yan, para ipakita mo kung anong buong katotohanan ng nalalaman niya.
Mhm. All right. So, babalikan natin ulit. Kung kayo po ang tatanungin, Justice Alex,
Opo.
if you may, baka may suggestion
Opo.
po kayo para mapabilis yung trial. Ano po yung pinakamabilis? Sabi nyo kanina, transcript. Tama? Kumbaga, anong gagawin?
Opo.
Go ahead po.
Well,
Sige.
yung katulad na nasabi ko, yung film clips na papakita nila si Attorney Lopez,
Oo.
edi magkaisa yung version na parehas in front of the Senate Secretary para matipid natin yung oras ng impeachment court. So the impeachment court may now entertain the next witness.
Mhm.
They could do that. Even, kunyari, kaninang 9 ng umaga, dalhin nila yung mga version nila. Pagkatapos magkakaroon ng tinatawag na official transcription nung nilalaman.
Mhm.
Kasi hindi na sila mag-aaway sa authenticity, existence nung film clips na yun. Kasi nag-usap na sila eh.
Apo.
Kasi hindi naman dinidinay ng depensa yung existence nun eh. Ang mahirap lang, yung nilalaman, kompleto ba? Paano ka magsisinungaling kung nakatranscribe yun? Word for word. They
Correct.
could always request correction of any wrong spelling, omission, whatever, para mabilis po.
Okay.
Ang kalaban lang natin, yung gusto naman na maganda rin, pakinig sa publiko. Pero magtatagal. Pagka sinunod natin si Senator Chase na maganda ang kanyang layunin.
Oo, sabi nga po nila, Justice Alex, kapag ito po ay, sabi nga po, ganyan yung gagawin nila, ay baka umabot pa tayo ng 7 buwan. At siguradong pagdating ng mga panahon na yon, hindi naman po sa pagano, ano po, alam naman po natin na pagdating ng 2027 ay magkakanda, alam niyo ho yun, yung mga politiko, abay mag-iisip na ho yung mga yan. Hindi na ho makanda o gaga yung mga yan for the 2028 national
Siyempre.
election.
Opo,
Hindi po ba?
opo.
Di ba? So yung nga po yun, para hindi umabot yun, yun yung gusto nilang gawin eh. So yung best, ano na lang, solution para mabilis. Yung nga po, yung isa yung suggestion ninyo, meron pa hubang pangalawa, pangatlo, Justice Alex?
Well, siguro at this point, hindi naman huli pa na upang, kasi ang alam ko, ang pre-trial supposed to be a pre-trial order hindi pa nai-issue yata ng impeachment court. They could still, or they could reopen it. There are a lot of matters to be stipulated and simplified. Kaya nga, ang purpose po ng pre-trial, baka naman po pwede na kayong mag-stipulate dito. So, hindi na pinag-aawayan yon. Ang susunod doon, isimplify na natin. Ano ba talaga ang issue? Katulad yan issue sa Article 282 na sinasabi nyo, ano ba ang words, utterances na sinabi ni BP Sara? Na you consider it to be a threatening word na sinabi, address sa gusto niyang takutin. Kasi dalawa yun eh. Kailangan utterances at ang pangalawa, intent na sabihin yung pananakot doon sa taong gusto niyang sabihan.
Alright.
Okay?
Kasi,
So, masya-shortcut po natin yun.
opo, kasi nga po, kung papanoorin natin yung buong video na yon, may nakalagay doon na parang siya mismo, ang sinasabi doon sa video ay meron din siyang threat na siya ay papapatay di umano. Kaya ang sabi niya, parang sa sarili niya, alam niya kung sino yung magpapapatay sa kanya, yung mga binabanggit din niya mga tao, kaya siya nag-hire, na kung mamatay ako, parang ganun po yun, Justice Alex eh. Meron akong parang kinausap, parang ganun na papatayin niya sila isa-isa. Parang ganun po yung lumalabas po doon sa video na yon. Kahit ito putol-putol, pinutol-putol.
Meron pang isa dyan, yung tinatawag na yung conduct of investigation. Kung
Opo.
mapapansin ninyo,
Opo.
si Agent Kalilong, inimbestigahan mo ba yung threat na sinasabi ni BP? Ang sagot niya, wala naman hong affidavit walang complaint.
Oo.
Kung sabihin naman ng kabila, wala nga complaint, paano naman dito, wala rin palang complaint, motu proprio nyo. Ibig sabihin yun, on its own, kusang loob kayo nag-imbestiga. Bakit ang tinatanong doon, bakit hindi ka rin nagkusang loob na imbestigahan yung threat kay BP Sara? Kasi tsaka yung conduct of investigation, nagtanong ka ba sa PSG? Alam po ninyo, yung lalaki ng pwestong yan, presidente at BP, kaya nga ho meron tayong PSG. Kasi oras ng presidente ka, oras na nag-BP ka, mayroon tinatawag na professional hazard kagad Kaya nga, the government is already providing security for their lives.
Yes.
Talagang inherently kasama po yun Professional hazard po ng presidente yun. Even police, lahat po na, kahit nga mga huwes, hindi ba may nababaril din na huwes, meron ganito. Yun ang tinatawag natin professional hazard. Ngunit, yung antas ng professional hazard ng presidente at ng BP at mga senador, mga congressman, mas mataas po yun.
Okay. Pinatutunan tayo sa unang bahagi po ng ating special coverage, mga kaibigan. 1:29 na po ng hapon. Mamaya pag-usapan natin Justice Alex, yung nakasaad sa Article 11, Section 3 ng 1987 Constitution pag sa ating pagbabalik na kailangan ang 2/3 vote ng lahat ng miyembro ng Senado upang ma-convict ang isang impeachable official. Sa ating pong pagbabalik kasama si Justice Alex Quiros, ito lamang po sa special coverage ng DWIZ 882 para sa impeachment trial laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Oras 1:29. DWIZ 882, the impeachment trial special coverage.
Kayang-kaya mo ang kahit na ano kung ikaw mismo ang gagawa nito. Let's learn new things sa DIY, Do It Yourself.
Merong mga pagkakataon na kinakailangan mong mag-resize ng isang image, subalit ang tendency ay nagmumuka itong stretched. Kaya paano nga ba ito i-resize sa ibang ratio gamit ang artificial intelligence? Step 1. Buksan mo ang iyong browser at tumungo ka sa insmine.com. Step 2. Sa Free Tools tab, piliin mo ang AI Expand. Step 3. I-upload mo ang image na nais i-expand at iselect mo ang preferred size. Maaari mo ring gamitin ang Smart Resize para ma-convert mo ang image sa multiple ratio. Gets mo ba? Sige nga, do it yourself.
Alamin kung bawal o hindi. Dahil kung di mo alam to, kaso ang kakaharapin mo sa NBI. Nako, bawal ito.
Body shaming? Nako, bawal ito. Sa magkakaibigan, normal lang na magkaroon ng simpleng biruan. At kung matagal na kayo magkasama, paniguradong may mga tumatak na bansag o alias na nakasanayan. Pero paano kung sa kakaasar sa'yo, humantong na ito sa body shaming dahil sa body size mo? Nako, alam mo bang labag sa batas yan? Sa ilalim ng Revised Penal Code, maituturing na isang krimen ang paninirang puri, pang-iinis o pang-aasar sa isang tao. Kabilang na ang body shaming dahil sa hugis ng katawan nito. Ayon sa Article 358 ng Revised Penal Code, kung ang pangungutya ay ginawa para ipahiya ka sa harap ng ibang tao, maaari itong maikonsidera bilang slander o oral defamation. Ang tindi ng pang-aasar ay maaaring maikategorya sa grave slander o simple slander. Ayon sa batas, ang sinumang makasuhan ng simple slander ay maaaring makulong ng hanggang 30 araw at magmulta ng hanggang 20,000 piso. Kung paulit-ulit nang ginagawa ang body shaming nang walang sapat na dahilan at para lang mang-asar, maaari itong makasuhan ng unjust vexation na may parusang pagkakabilanggo ng hanggang 30 araw o multa ng hanggang 40,000 piso. Sabi nga, kapag inggit, pikit, tingin-tingin din sa salamin. Baka naman ikay, may kapintasan din. Sige ka, baka masabihan ka na. Nako, bawal ito.
DWIZ 882, the impeachment trial special coverage. Balikan po natin ang ating special coverage 132, 1:32 po ng hapon. Dito po sa DWIZ 882, ang himpilang may todong lakas. Nagbabalik po kami ni Justice Alex Quiros, Joel Gorospe po at your service, Justice Alex. Once again, good afternoon.
Opo.
Alright, Justice
Opo.
Alex, babasahin ko and then please explain to us para maintindihan ulit namin itong tungkol dito sa two-thirds vote na ito, no, sa Senado. Ayon sa Article 11, Section 3 ng 1987 Constitution, na kailangan ng two-thirds vote ng lahat ng miyembro ng Senado upang ma-convict ang isang impeachable official. So sa simpleng mathematics, kung kumpleto yung 24, ang mga senador ay sandali lang kung kumpletong 24, ang mga senador ay 16 senator judges ang dapat bumoto pabor para mapatalsik si Vice President Sara Duterte. Pero Justice Alex, kakaiba ngayon yung sitwasyon no? Dahil 3 senador ang hindi maaring umaktong senator judges at lumahok po sa impeachment trial. Kabilang po dyan si Senador Jinggoy Estrada na nakapiit po ngayon dahil sa kasong plunder at graft kaugnay po sa flood control scandal. Si Senador Rodante Marcoleta naman po ay nakakulong din sa kasong plunder kaugnay ho sa hindi pagdedeklara ng 75 million pesos campaign donations noong 2025 elections. At si Senador Ronald Bato de la Rosa naman ay nagtatago pa rin ho sa arrest warrant ng ICC dahil sa pagiging co-perpetrator po ni dating Pangulong Duterte ng kasong crime against humanity kaugnay po sa madugong war on drugs. Kaya ang bilang ng mga senador ngayon ay 21 lang at ang two-thirds ng 21 ay 14. Pero ang tanong po doon, tanong po paano po ito mariresolve ho itong problema hong ito ngayon? Dahil meron pong nakasulat, sabi ko nga kanina, binasa ko po, di ba, yung tungkol po sa Article 11, Section 3 ng 1987 Constitution, Justice Alex.
Opo. Yan po ay malinaw na binanggit din ng presiding officer sa Senator Cheese. Kaya, hello?
Go ahead. Naririnig po namin kayo.
Iyan napakalinaw na sinabi niya kasi siya naman pinagbasihan niya, binabasa niya lang at binabanggit niya, nire-repeat niya lang ang constitutional requirement. Now, yung tungkol sa absence, for example, marami kasing ang kadahilan na absence, namatay, okay, na-expel, o kaya, alam mo, Sir Joel, hindi pa nila binabanggit ito Paano ko in-appoint ni Presidente sa Cabinet Secretary?
Yun lang.
Okay? Kamukha nangyari kay Secretary Angara. Paano ko mag-a-appoint ng 5? Si
Presidente.
ang tanong should we ni Presidente, yun, siyempre, hindi ka na-remember noon.
Opo.
Aside, isa yung mga enumeration, no? Ngayon, legally speaking, if I may suggest, kasi meron tinatawag, Sir Joel, na declaratory relief. Anong ibig sabihin nun?
Declaratory relief. Alright.
Relief. Okay. Yan ay napapaloob sa Rule 63 na Rules of Court. Ano yun? The court must interpret the law to prevent future disputes.
All right.
Sir Joel,
Go ahead po. Ulitin. Pakiulit po. Pakiulit.
maiwasan ang future disputes. Kaya declaratory relief na naaayon sa Rule 63 na Rules of Court. Okay?
Okay.
Para interpretin ng husgado, okay, to prevent future disputes.
All right. So,
Nakuha na?
nakuha pero medyo kasi ang tawag dito, medyo napuputol-putol kanina. Sandali Baka makikisuyo lang po ako.
Ulitin ko na lang ulit.
Ulitin niyo ulit. Apo.
Yung Rule 63, napapaloob doon yung declaratory relief na ang husgado ay mag-interpret to prevent future dispute. Something like that.
Okay. So, sino po ang dapat magtanong?
Sa ngayon kasi, alam po ninyo, magandang tanong din po yan. Alam po ninyo, ang husgado kasi, ang Korte Suprema, meron tinatawag na kung ang issue ay napakahalaga, transcendental importance, the Supreme Court may relax strictly the procedural requirements, such as what? Yung tinatawag na locus standi, yung kanyang pagtayo. So yung kanyang tayo sa husgado. Pwede siyang taxpayer lang, pero it affects the entire citizenry. Kabuuan natin. Dahil itong impeachment na to, na involve dito, buong bansa natin. Kaya po pwedeng entertainin. Pero yan discretionary sa Supreme Court yan. Kaya lang nila isususpindihin yan. When do they consider an issue to be transcendental importance? Kasi po, sa pangkaraniwan, kaya lang sila nagdi-decide kung meron tinatawag na controversy between two parties. Pero ito, wala pang controversy. Kaya nga pwedeng tinatawag natin declaratory relief under Rule 63, itanong na nila para to prevent future dispute. Ngayon, ang nagtanong isang taxpayer lang.
Apo.
So, maaaring magkaroon siya ng problema sa the same may be suspended by the Supreme Court and entertained if they feel the entire citizenry is affected for the benefit of the citizenry, ng kabuuan nating populasyon. Kaya nga lang, yung tanong nyo kanina, Sir Joel, kasi ang tanong nyo kasi sa akin kanina, paano yan kung bumaba? Pwede bang bumaba ang threshold ng 16?
Apo.
Kung ang regular, kasi itong sila Senator De La Rosa, sila Senator Jinggoy, sila Senator Marcoleta, considered to be, pag sinabi mong members of the Senate, member pa sila ngayon. Member pa sila.
Member pa rin sila.
I-disqualify.
Opo.
Kasi
Opo.
po, always remember, these senators, represent, ang dami pong bumoto
Correct.
Yung boto kasi nila, hindi naman boto nilang individual yun. Boto ng nire-represent nila sa Senado. They've been elected national in scope. So therefore, kung ano iboboto nila, iyon nagre-represent kung gaano karami ang boto niya. Kaya nga, yan, meron tinatawag din na conscience vote. Ano yung conscience vote? Kasi pagdating na eleksyon, ba yung mga bumoto sa kanyang hindi nasiyahan sa kanyang boto, maaaring hindi na iboto siya. Iba na iboboto.
Opo.
Kaya, ano yan, interconnected yan sa lahat
So, dito sa usapin pong
Pero
ito.
sana, opo.
Sa usapin pong ito, di ba nga po, nakakulong yung dalawa, hindi naman po sila guilty pa. Senador pa rin sila Nagtatago si Senator Bato de la Rosa because of the ICC warrant, pero siya po ay hindi naman po na tinatanggal bilang senador. Tama po. So, paano mangyayari
Opo.
nito, Justice Alex? Hindi, sila ba ay pinagbabawalan ng konstitusyon na bumoto dahil nakakulong po sila? Meron ba tayong batas na nagsasabing bawal kayo dahil nakulong kayo, may kaso kayong kinakaharap, ikaw nagtatago ka dahil sa warrant of arrest ng ICC? Paano ho ba natin na ipapaliwanag ito sa taong bayan?
Ganito po yan. Alam po ninyo kung ang oras ng pagboto ay under suspension. Katulad yan, matatapos na siguro suspension ni Senator Jinggoy. Kung magkakaroon ng eleksyon sa impeachment, sa aking paniwala, dapat pabotohin siya.
Okay.
Okay? Ngayon, ang masama nun, dito naman kay Senator
Marcoleta,
during the suspension period, ang aking opinion na to, personal ko, hindi dapat siya makaboto dahil sinususpindi siya bilang senador
Okay.
Bilang senador. Kaya nga lang, pagdating naman kay Senator De La Rosa, pagka dumating siya, dapat pabotohin siya. Kasi sa ngayon...
Ang problema lang ngayon, as a judge, kung darating siya.
Opo.
Kasi pag magpapakita siya, may kapalit yung pagboto niya.
Ay talaga meron.
May
Kaya nga lang,
pinaghahanap na siya ng batas eh.
sa salita yun, kaya nga lang, alam mo, up to now, hindi pa nila pinapublish ang kopya ng warrant of
Which is
arrest ng
yun yung
ICC.
sinasabi mo sa amin noon na dapat yan nakapublish sa publiko. Tama po?
Yes.
Yung po yung yung po yung sinusundan po natin diyan sa sinasabi ho ninyo.
Kasi sa katunayan, maring ang depensa ng obstruction of justice ni Senator ni Robin Padilla, sasabihin niya, hindi naman siya official, wala namang warrant. How could I obstruct the
Correct.
justice?
Yun na nga yun. Yun yung sinasabi rin yun noong nakaraan.
Pangalawa, normally, ang mga foreign warrant of arrest such as yung ICC, dapat sana yan sanction, validated ng local court. Anywhere in this world, kahit yung mga warrant sa Panama, sa ganito, yung kanilang local, yung counterpart sa local, binabalidate po yan. Wala pa hong warrant na ng ICC na hindi validated kasi required ng Rome Statute yan. And likewise, required din ng ating local Republic Act. Meron ng Republic Act na it must be validated. It must pass through
Nauuna po
the
yung
judiciary.
Nauuna po yung yung pag-aresto sa kanya kaysa doon po sa pinag-uusapan po natin Yun yung nagiging problema
Kaya nga dapat sana
nagiging I don't know pero para bagang sa tingin ko parang ano ba to? May halong politika ba ito? Parang ganon. Kasi yung lumalabas na dati na huhuliin siya, biglang ililipad din po siya dahig. Parang ganon. Sabi nyo nga kanina, sandali lang, may dapat ibabalidate ito sa local court. Dadaan mo na sa local court.
Totoo nga ho yung sinasabi nyo, sumasang-ayon ako dyan. Kaya kailangan sana, wala namang masama, aarestuin at aarestuin din. Bakit ba hindi nyo ipakita sa publiko?
Correct. Yun lang ho, yung inahanap po natin. Tama po? Ipakita nyo sa
Tama.
publiko, anong tawag dito? Sige, ilagay nyo sa dyaryo, i-post nyo yan sa official gazette. Something, meron naman po tayong ganun
Kaya nga, Sir Joel, kaya nga isa sa mga tanong yung nag-deliver kay Presidente Duterte, kay Mr. Lacanilao, Marcos Lacanilao, tinanong, dumaan ba sa local judiciary? Maganda sagot niya kasi doon, I do not know
Yun lang. Yun lang.
kung nasagot niya sana ng hindi, pwedeng mapabalik dito.
Oo.
Kung yes, hindi naman naging yes Dumaan siya sa DOJ, which is not the judiciary.
Yun lang. Yun lang. Yun
Kaya
lang ang
yun
medyo
ang
problema doon.
Opo, kaya yun na dinidebate. Katulad ngayon yan, sana matuloy yung witness ngayon, si Attorney Lopez. Ngayon,
Si Sulaika.
Kay Sulaika, para mapaikli yan, piliin nyo na. Alam ba yung film clips? Kasi magmumula ang kanyang testimony sa film clips
Correct.
Kung
Abutin
ano
na naman.
nilalaman doon.
Abutin na naman tayo ng siyam-siyam nito. Bakit ka mo? O tatanungin siya ngayon ng prosekusyon. Yung panel. O tapos, yung defense din ulit. Matatapos kaya ngayon, kung maraming tanong ngayon, bukas na naman tayo. So talagang hindi ho kakasya yung 3 araw na for this week again sa kaso na yan.
Sir Joel, may problema pang isang malaki.
Ano po yun?
Ay yung film clips, magdidebate pa sila, how were you able to produce that?
Yun lang. Yun na naman, Mario Jose po.
So, pagdidebate lang. Pagkatapos, sa opening pa lang nga, sasabihin ko na nga sa inyo, yung dapat sasabihin mo ng purpose. Dito, merong akala mo yung mga speeches nila, mag-o-object yung isa. Mag-o-object yung isa. Talagang hindi ako magtataka kung magtatagal.
Baka magkaroon pa ka lang ng photocopy na naman niya. Sandali na original na photocopy. Sandali lang po. I withdraw. I withdraw, Justice Alex. Sandali lang, I withdraw. May plus report lang po tayo. Plus report.
Opo.
DWIZ Plus report. May bago ng kalihim ang Department of Health, si Jose Bretaño Pojalti Jr. Abay itinalaga na ho ni PBBM bilang bagong kalihim ng Department of Health, Patrol 13 mula sa Malacanang. Gilbert Perdes. Gilbert.
Itinalaga ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. si Dr. Britanio Pujalte Jr. bilang bagong kalihim ng Department of Health o DOH. Si Pujalte ang hahalili kay Secretary Ted Arbosa na nag-resign nga sa pwesto matapos nga ang problema raw sa kalusugan. Sinasabing nag-resign si Arbosa dahil nga sa health problem matapos itong operahan sa tuhod. Para sa boses ng Pilipino, nagbabalita ng Totong Las Patrol 13 Gilbert Verdes sa bagong tunog ng DWIZ 882.
Maraming salamat, Gilbert Perdes. Yan po ay flash report. Isang tanong, then we have a break, no? Justice Alex po, opo, may tanong tayo, and then pagkasagot po ninyo, magbi-break lang tayo saglit. Ano po? Apo. Hello, Justice? Apo. Justice, so paano po yun? Halimbawa lang po, dumating na tayo sa punto na boboto na ho sila. Ano po ba? Acceptable ho ba? O nasa batas ho ba yung 14 votes? Pwede na? Kasi siyempre, ganito yan eh. 16 ang kailangan mo. 12 lang ho yung majority. Alam na nyo na po ang mangyayari na yung present ho ngayon na hindi ho nagtatago ay malamang sa malamang hindi nyo yung kakampi. Tama po?
Opo.
And then you have to get 2/3, which is 16. Tama po. Kung hindi ho makuha yung 16 at ipinaglalaban ho ngayon yung 14, yung ba ay legal?
Yan eh, kasi yung pag bumalik ulit tayo sa tinatawag na deliberation nung mga framers, ang iniiwasan po nila dyan yung tinatawag na tyranny of the majority.
Tyranny of the majority. Akala ko tinira na ng majority. Tyranny pala. Tyranny.
Yung isa kasi, super majority, kaya naging 2/3.
Alright.
Kasi po, pag pinayagan natin, yung tinatawag na tyranny of majority, di 13 lang yan.
Apo.
So D13, madali silang magtanggal ng presidente, ng vice president, ng ombudsman, lahat ng constitutional...
Kung sino yung magugustuhan nila. Tama po?
Yun. Kaya nga po, iyang mga gumawa ng saligang batas na yan, ang tinatandaan nila yung tyranny of the majority. Kaya ang ginawa nila, magkaroon tayo ng super majority.
Which is 16.
Yes.
So,
ang 16. Kaya nila inano yan. Kaya mahirap akong magbigay ng opinion dyan dahil... nakikita ko yung, kasi pansinin po ninyo, Sir Joel, lahat ng batas, okay, lahat, pati constitution natin, meron tinatawag na preamble. Ang preamble, katulad ng mga Republic Act, papansinin nyo, merong whereas. Doon mo makikita yung intensyon at wisdom ng gumawa niyan.
Okay. Siguro, Justice...
Katulad ng Constitution natin, meron din preamble.
Oo, preamble. Alright. Kaya nga po parang ayaw kong ituloy yung usapan natin kasi baka makakuha po sila ng ideya po sa atin at mawalan na ho sila ng gana dahil po, di ba, halimbawa po, tuloy po natin. At the end of the day, pagdating ng araw, sabi nga po nila, hindi rin nila mabuo yung 16. Halimbawa po ay hindi po 16, di tapos na po yung naging useless yung impeachment, parang ganon. Or dahil lang po sa boto na yon. Hindi po ba?
Opo, pero on the other hand, kung ibababa naman natin tinatawag
sa 14,
na threshold, paano yan? Paano yan? For example, ang presidente nag-appoint ng 5 senador sa cabinet, hindi na sila senador.
Correct.
Hindi bababa ngayon ng threshold. Hindi na, yung 16, bababa na yan. Baka maging 30 na lang yan.
Apo.
So, ang mabigat kasi ito saan ba natin ibibilang? Sa 24 members o sa existing na pwede lang umattend sa loob ng impeachment court, yung tinatawag na 2/3. Kaya nga lang, sa pangkasalukuyan, malinaw pa ang constitution natin
Nako.
na it must be 2/3 of all the members of the Senate.
Nako.
Yun ang-
Kailangan ng ligawan dito. Sorry po, Justice, pero ganun kasi yung nangyayari, no? Opo, talagang ligawan dito, ligawan doon para po makuha yung super majority. Alam nyo naman po 'yon. But anyways,
Meron pa nga akong biruan dyan eh.
oo.
Merong senador o merong noong panahon ni CJ Corona, meron pang boy pickup. May pinick-up na isang senador para dalhin siya sa Malacanang upang maligawan yung kanyang boto. Siguro kilala niyo na si boy pickup at sino rin ang pinick-up na senador.
Anyway, siguro yung last question natin kasi 7 minutes before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's, na lang, sabi nga po ni Simon and Garfunkel dito sa usaping ito, let's cross the bridge over troubled water. Justice, tama, di ba? Magantay po tayo kasi matagal pa ho ang paggulong ng impeachment trial ho na ito. Pero ang inaantabayanan dyan, anong mangyayari pagdating na po yung araw na yon? Di ba? Yung botohan.
Tama po kayo da.
Yun po yun. Yung
Pero,
botohan po.
Sir Joel,
Justice.
para maaliw tayo bukas, bibili na ako ng hopya para may baon ako dito.
Yun lang. Ay, di ba?
Hopya muna ako.
Makikisuyo ako kay Juday sa
ng buwan eh.
Magkikisuyo ako kay Juday sa Binondo. Malapit siya doon eh. Tundo, di ba? Yung hopya doon, masarap. Yung hopyang ano ba yun? Yung hopyang binibili na sikat doon. Anyway, Justice, last question ko ngayon. Para naman po, dito po sa magiging desisyon sa huli, ano po yung pinakamahalagang aral na maiiwan po ng impeachment trial para po sa pananagutan ng mga opisyal ng pamahalaan at sa tiwala ho ng publiko sa ating mga institusyon?
Sisimplihan na lang natin. Ito naman ay gasgas na Article 11.
Okay.
Public office is a public trust. Sana po lahat ng mga opisyalis natin ay matapat na magserbisyo sa ating mamamayan upang makamta natin ang tunay na progresibo ng ating bayan.
Meron pa akong tanong pala. Sorry, sabi ko last, hindi. Nasilip ko yung mga tanong ko pa. Dapat last week pa to eh. Ano po yung pinakamahalagang legal na issue na dapat pagtuunan ng pansin ng publiko sa yugtong ito ng paglilitis po?
Pupunta na naman tayo sa accountability. Yung intelligence fund. Iyan, kasi katulad niyan, iyan ay worth 125 million. Ayoko ikumpara sa flood control na inabot ng trilyon-trilyon.
Apo.
Iyan, kailangan upang maipakita sa buong kawani ng gobyerno, ni piso dapat magamit ng mabuti sa buong mamamayan. Hindi 125, hindi 1 trilyon. Ngunit bawat sentimo ay magamit sa Juan de la Cruz, sa lahat ng mamamayan, magamit po.
Ay, naku,
maging matapat po ang serbisyo nyo.
Meron pa, sorry po, meron pa sumusunod. Paano po maiiwasan ngayon, Justice Alex, ng publiko, ang maling impormasyon at masuri po ang mga pangyayari bate po sa opisyal na record ng paglilitis?
Papasok na naman tayo sa tinatawag natin ng transparency.
Alright,
ngayon,
go ahead po.
Paano natin uuriin naman yung mga nababasa natin sa social media o whatever, nasa inyo po yun. Dahil point of comparison na po kayo dyan. Ngayon, sa atin, alam nyo, Sir Joel, kompleto naman ang batas natin, even sa transparency. Ang problema lang natin, hindi tinutupad.
They bend. I'm sorry po. What I'm trying to say is, hindi pinapatupad yung batas.
Hindi nila tinutupad.
At sila rin po ang bumabali ng batas. Tama ho? Ganun ho ba yun? Ibig nyo sabihin?
Katulad yan, nagtatakipan. Yung investigasyon ng Blue Ribbon na yan, dapat paano namatayan? Sa Kongreso, matagal nang patay. Pero yung Blue Ribbon natin, pinipilit na i-dextrose ng ibang senador pero mukhang outnumbered sila eh. Pero dapat sana mapakinggan na magkaroon ng katotohanan na lumabas.
Last na to. Paano dapat,
Opo.
Judge, paano dapat timbangin ng mga senador hukom ang ebidensya upang matiyak na magiging patas ang kanilang pasya?
Ay dapat sana tignan nila yung accountability, yung responsibilidad, accountability. Pero ano ba ebidensya? Katulad na nabanggit nyo kanina, iyang bang grave threats ay kasama o grounds for impeachment. Ngunit, ang sasabihin ng taga-usig, idinuduktong nila ang betrayal of public trust. Makatotohanan ba yung sinasabi ng punong taga-usig? Remember, your conscience, the law, and the Constitution. Yung inyong political interest, individual nyo, pansarili nyo yun. Sana iset aside nyo yun. Kasi ito ay nakataya dito, yung kinabukasan ng buong bansa. Yun lang po.
Maraming salamat, Justice Alex Quiros. Napakalinaw ho nung inyong mga eksplanasyon, pagbabahagi po ng ating batas at yung
Salamat po.
mga dapat pang malaman naming ordinaryong mamamayan regarding ho sa legalidad at dito po sa takbo ng impeachment trial laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Hanggang bukas pong muli, sasabayan ko po kayo sa pagmerienda ho ng hopya bukas.
Kopyang Quiapo.
Maraming salamat, Justice Alex Quiros. Mabuhay po kayo. Thank you. Alright, 1:59, may balita lang po tayo. Defense team ni VP Sara handa na para sa ika-4 na araw ng impeachment trial. Mamayang konti. Babati lang tayo sa mga nakatutok na. Asing hingad naman silungan Randy Santisas, Alicia Laigo, Lenny Barcelona, Nelson Malinaw, at iba pa hong mga nakatutok po ngayon sa ating pong FB Live sa ikalawang linggo ng impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. At tayo po ay mapapakinggan yung ating coverage sa DWIZ 882 sa inyong mga radyo. Mapapanood po sa Aliw Channel 23 naman, DWIZ News TV Channel 23. Hanggang alas 5 po ng hapon po yan sa Aliw Channel 23. At kung mag-extend po sila, ay pwede tayong lumipat po sa YouTube natin. YouTube po ng DWIC, sa Facebook Live at saka sa DWIC News TV po tayo. Ha? Okay? Alas 2 na po ng hapon. Nandiyan na ba si Jen? Bago tayo magpaalam, Swift Angel, Carolina Espiritu, Corina Librando, Ivyang, magandang hapon po sa inyo. Kailin Salazar, Romualdo Briez, magandang umaga Sir Romy. Jebby Chong de la Cruz, Attorney Rohel Moreno, Ronquillo, Julius Lopez at Tita Cruz. Ganun din ang mga nakikinig po sa atin sa radyo. Maraming salamat po for joining us today. Ha? So nandyan na, magbabalik po tayo. Susunod na po ang Okay na? Kunin muna natin si Jen Patrolya. Jen, the impeachment trial special coverage.
Yes, Kuya Joel, handa ng defense team, House Prosecution at Senator Judges para sa ika-4 na araw ng impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Ayon kay Attorney Michael Powa, spokesman ng defense team ni VP Sara, umaasa silang matatapos ang direct at cross-examination ni NBI BARM Director Attorney Jeremy Lotok upang makausad agad itong paglilitis. Posible rin anya na may kaugnayan ng testimonya nito sa isinagawang affidavit of investigation, pero tumanggi ang tagapagsalita na talakangin ang detalye dahil bahagi na ito ng merito ng kaso. Nilinaw rin ng depensa na sa kasalukuyang yugto ng paglilitis ay nakatuon lamang sila sa pag-cross-examine ng mga testigo ihaharap sa prosekusyon dahil pagkakataon pa lamang ngayon ang prosecution na ilatag nga yung kanilang ebidensya. Samantala, pina-receive na rin ng depensa sa House Prosecution ng kanilang komento o memorandum hinggil sa naging kahilingan nila noong nakaraang linggo para sa pagpapalabas ng subpoena sa ilang dokumento. Sa ngayon, Kuyang Joel, ayon nga sa ilang mga sources natin, ay inaabangan pa rin natin yung pagdating nga nitong OVP Chief of Staff ni VP Sara na si Zulaika Lopez. Naabangan natin kung dadalo ba siya dito o haharap siya ngayon sa ika-4 na araw na impeachment trial. Pero sabi bukas, posibleng bukas o posibleng ngayong araw. Pero yung naasahan natin ngayong araw ay ang harap ay yung NBI na si Jeremy Lotok. Yan muna ang latest mula rito sa Senado. Para sa Boses ng Pilipino, nagbabalita may todong lakas. Patrol 38, Jen Patrolia sa bagong tunog ng DWIZ 882.
Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat, Jan Patrolya. At dyan po nagtatapos ang ating isang oras, yung unang oras po natin sa special coverage po natin. At tuloy-tuloy na po at magsisimula na ang sesyon, ang impeachment trial laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Maraming salamat sa ating news team, sa ating technical team. Maraming salamat. Ako po yung Joel Gorospe, magbabalik po bukas kasama si Justice Alex Quiros dito po sa special coverage ng impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa DWIZ 882, ang himpilang may todong lakas. DWIZ 882.
We have 18 senators present for the record.
If there are no objections, we dispense with the reading of the July 8, 2026 Journal of the Senate sitting as an impeachment court and consider the same as approved. The clerk will please call the case before the impeachment court.
Case number 004-2026 in the matter of the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte.
Appearances?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Same appearance for the prosecution. We are ready, Your Honor.
Noted. Appearances for the counsel for the respondent?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Same appearance for the respondent accused.
Noted. Prosecution, call your next witness.
Your Honors, before we...
Senator Rafi Tulfo is seeking recognition. What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo?
Thank you, Presiding Judge Scudero. Short inquiry lang po for the defense, particularly kay Attorney Mark Biduan. Attorney Binuan. During the last hearing, when you delivered a manifestation in reply to the prosecution's statement regarding the fourth article of impeachment, you said, and I quote, "The truth of the matter is this: she and her family were threatened, and while her response was unconventional, it was justified. What triggered her response was a question about Operation Romanov, which is the plot to eliminate VP Sara and her family." End of quote. Now, Attorney Binluan, this Operation Romanov that you mentioned, are you referring to the Operation Romanov mentioned by the blogger Princess Maui during the online press conference of VP Sara?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, the question was raised during the press con by this Princess Maui, but I did not see her name sa list of defense witnesses in the pre-trial order. So will you be presenting her as your witness?
Your Honor, at this point, it will depend on what will be established by the prosecution. The defense reserve its right to call or not call any witness depending on the course of the trial.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, in other words, will you also be presenting any other witness to prove this threat or this Operation Romanov?
Yes, Your Honor, that will be part of our evidence in chief.
May this court know now kung sino-sino itong mga witnesses na inyo present?
Of course, Your Honor. We are not at liberty to disclose that at this time. Again, it will depend on the course of the trial.
Your Honors, Presiding Judge, the first time I've heard about this Romanov is during the Maisog Leaders Forum in Davao City. That was on January 28, 2024. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was mentioned by Mayor Bise Duterte. At that time, hindi ko alam anong ibig sabihin ng Romanov at sino mga ito. In fact, ginugil ko yan. Sino itong family Romanov? So napag-alaman ko, apparently, they were the ruling family in Russia that was murdered by the Bolsheviks in the night of July 16, 1918. Malapit-lapit na sa anniversary, 108th anniversary Kasi ano ba tayo ngayon, July 30. Anyway, may relasyon ba ito sa binanggit ni Baste sa sinabi ni Princess Maui at yung binanggit mo? Magkakarelasyon ba yung tatlo?
Your Honor, I have no personal knowledge of what Mayor Baste said, so I cannot comment on that, Your Honor.
So hindi mo napanood yun? Hindi...
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And last question. What did you mean when you said that BP Sara's response was unconventional?
Your Honor, it was a description, Your Honor, of the statements that she made during that press call.
Kaya nga, why do you consider it, why is it unconventional?
Your Honor, the basic meaning of the word is, it will explain itself, Your Honor.
Okay. That's all, Presiding Judge and
Noted and entered into the records. Yes, what is the pleasure of the Honorable Defensor, one of the members of the panel of prosecutors? You may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Your Honors. Your Honors, before we proceed with the examination of our second witness, Your Honors, the prosecution is in receipt of a letter dated July 10, 2026 from NBI Director Melvin A. Matibag requesting that his testimony be scheduled or calendared at the earliest setting, considering that the National Bureau of Investigation, Your Honors, has been invited by the Federal Bureau of Investigation in coordination with the Royal Thai Police for a regional summit on scam center compounds and transnational organized crime. In that regard, Your Honor, the prosecution would like to request that the scheduled testimony of NBI Director Melvin Matibag be scheduled tomorrow after the testimony of our second witness, Attorney Jeremy A. Loto.
After the testimony of your second witness.
Yes, Your Honors.
But the supposed witness scheduled for tomorrow is Attorney Zulaika Lopez per the gentleman's manifestation in the last hearing.
That's correct, Your Honor. After we have dispensed with the testimony of NBI Director Matibag, we can proceed with the schedule of witnesses as provided in the list to the senator judges last week, Your Honors.
To include Captain Bello, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken?
we can proceed with Attorney Lopez and Captain Bello as manifested last week, Your Honors.
What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Cayetano, Alan?
Mr. Presiding Officer, if no one objects, I will not object to having Director Matibag yesterday, but maybe as a caution to government officials, my good friend, Congressman Defensor, I read over the weekend that Director Matibag is writing because he is to be in a convention meeting the FBI next week. So actually, we're going to be here 30 weeks. We have put aside many, many important things. We have put aside many foreign trips, many local trips, whether it's to help dun sa tinamaan ng lindol sa Mindanao or tinatamaan ng baha ngayon, because we have to be here 2 o'clock until matapos tayo every Monday to Wednesday, then after the SONA every Tuesday to Wednesday. I find it in bad taste that a bureau head will dictate to us that he's not available next week. I was Secretary of Foreign Affairs. That's why you have undersecretaries. That's why you have deputy directors. So I mean, I admire the patience of the prosecution, no? But even the prosecution, they have a way of timing and laying down the witnesses. So I don't want later on to say na dapat natanong ko muna to sa unang witness, kaya lang si Director Matibag inuna dahil ganito, ganyan. No, so I'd like to put that on the record and ask my colleagues if that's acceptable to us. I mean, yung 20, well, at least those who are not in jail or the 21 of us are here. The whole government nakatutok. We put aside so many important things. And then one witness who is in the government, who is a bureau head, will tell us sorry, but because he has to be with the FBI, siya na yung mauna tomorrow. That might be a bad President, Mr. Presiding Officer.
May I be allowed to give a
The
reply, Your
gentleman
Honor?
will please respond to the point of Senator Judge Alan Cayetano.
With due respect to the Honorable Senator Judge Alan Peter Cayetano, we will always respect the decision of the Honorable Court. However, we will only be advancing his testimony one day based on the subpoena that we have requested the Honorable Court. He is scheduled to testify until Wednesday, and that we will not disrupt the scheduled list of witnesses. We will simply advance it one day, Your Honor.
With due respect, Congressman, Representative Defensor, I asked that question poignantly last week. If Matibag will be one of your witnesses for this week, and you said no. In fact, you corrected Attorney Ligutan when he mentioned Director Matibag as one of your witnesses, and instead gave me a list of Lotok, Zulaika Lopez, and Captain Bello. Matibag was not included. In fact, I don't think we issued a subpoena for Director Matibag for this week. Given your manifestation after you took over, given that you have, as you said, control and supervision over the counsel for the prosecutors. So he's not in your list this week. He's not being advanced for a day, sir.
May I respond, Your Honors?
Please so.
Your
Please
Honors,
do so,
that's
sir.
correct. I gave a list of witnesses scheduled for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. However, Your Honor, to add, I also added that since NBI Director Matibag has been requested for a subpoena to testify within the week, I also added in my statement that we will inform the Honorable Court which day we can present the Honorable Matibag, and I was expecting him to be presented on Wednesday after the testimony of Captain Belinda Bello, Your Honors.
I confirm that, but the situation is, given the one witness per day rule that we supposedly have under the rules of court, no subpoena has yet been issued to Director Matibag to appear this week. Can the clerk of court kindly confirm that for us on the record?
No subpoena has been issued for NBI Director Matibag.
May I respond? May I respond, Your Honor?
Senator Judge Alan Cayetano is recognized.
Actually, my statement and my question to the court is not really addressed to the prosecution. You will have to do the best you can to represent, what you're fighting for. No, so I commend you for adjusting. But my recollection is because I'm also waiting for his testimony, and my recollection last week is said that we will not see him this week. And I think 11 days, no? 11 days ang
That's correct, Your Honor.
sa article na to. So we're on day 4. So kung hindi siya pwedeng next week, that's day 7, 8, 9. Again, I don't want to dictate sa prosecution or ano, but to suddenly say na tomorrow na siya, when I'm preparing for our oral argument tomorrow and the other witnesses, is a little bit, it's a small inconvenience for today. But I hope it doesn't become a rule, especially for a bureau head. I mean, if no one else objects, but if someone objects, I don't think it's really a good rule. Rules are important. I'll have to keep, you say technicalities. No, rules are important. So even yung notice, we agreed on, presiding officer, 3-day ba? 5-day notice.
5 days for witnesses not mentioned in the pretrial order.
And then 3 days kapag
3 days, given the fact that we will be announcing the witnesses for the following week on the last day.
Yeah, anyway, I said my piece, but I hope we will not be able to move faster if we have to accommodate the witnesses, especially if they're in government.
May I add something, Your Honor?
Before the Honorable Defensor, presiding officer would like to hear from the counsel for the respondents. Attorney Binlon, what say you?
Yes, Your Honor. We would have to oppose on the basis of the following. Number one, it will be in violation, Your Honor, of the impeachment court's directive that was given last week, insofar as the identities of the witnesses and as well as the order of the presentation. Number two, Your Honor, it will be, again, as mentioned by Senator Judge Cayetano, a violation of the 5-day notice rule. Since while he was subpoenaed the week before, Your Honor, we are learning that he will be presented this week. So the 5-day notice will not be observed. Number three, the prosecution cannot compel also the defense and this impeachment court to present witnesses according to their schedule, considering also that these witnesses have already been identified and determined. Of course, it will be a violation of the basic tenets of fair play, and to join again the manifestation of Senator Judge Cayetano, it will set a bad precedent insofar as surprise witnesses will be allowed at any point of the proceedings. Number 5 would be, it will also violate our right to cross-examine intelligently. We have done our best to prepare for their witnesses. However, these last-minute changes really affect the preparation involved, Your Honor, and insofar as laying down the case that we want to establish. And finally, if there are violations of these proceeding rights, there will be a violation of procedural due process, which of course can give way to another ground to further delay the proceedings. Moreover, Your Honor, we would, if the prosecution would also allow, can we also get a copy, Your Honor, of that invitation, and maybe inquire of the prosecution if at the particular travel authority has already been made? Because Your Honor, we received information as well that the FBI had already conducted a summit, a regional summit of some sort, but it was conducted in other words, last month, Your Honor, also in Bangkok, Thailand. So we would have to again manifest, and we would have to study, Your Honor, the invitation and counter-check and do the proper verification as well, so that if it is indeed viable, then we would understand, Your Honor, why it has to be attended to by Director Matibag, Your Honor.
Senate President Gatchalian is recognized. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Sinusuportahan ko po yung statement ni Senator Judge Alan Cayetano dahil hindi lang naman po yung counsels ng prosecution at defense na naghahanda, pati mo mga senator judges naghahanda rin. At sa totoo lang ho, itong weekend, marami rin sa ating mga senator judges ay pinag-aaralan kung ano yung kanilang maitatanong sa mga testigong ihaharap po ngayong linggo. Marami po ay pinag-aralan po yung mga ebidensyang in-upload na ho para po sa ating mga senator judges. At hindi ho ito konting ebidensya, pinag-uusapan ho natin dito. Libo-libong mga papel at libo-libong mga ebidensya. Kaya kung bigla pong may isisingit na testigo, hindi ho rin makakahanda po yung ating mga senator judges sa kanilang pagtatanong at hindi rin ho nila mababasa yung mga dokumento at ebidensya na nakakabit ho doon sa testigong iharap. Kaya napakahirap naman po na naghahanda ho tayo pero biglang may mga ganitong suppression na hindi ho natin paghahandaan at hindi naman ho yan magiging maayos at patas para po sa ating mga senator judges. Maraming salamat po.
For the record, Chair would like to confirm the statement of the Honorable Defensor. I will quote, Presiding Officer, quote, so Director Matibag is not yet going to be presented next week. Representative Defensor, not yet, Your Honor. We will manifest on Monday. If we can consider him for the Wednesday session, depending on how the trial goes and how long the testimonies will take for both parties. With the permission of Senators, Senator Judge Cayetano and the Senate President, may we defer our ruling on this matter and ask the counsel for the prosecution to submit to us the letter given to you by Director Matibag for us to be able to look at it, copy furnished, of course, the counsel for the respondent, so that we can adequately go over it and hopefully come up with a ruling before the day is over.
Yes, sir. We submit,
would
Your
that be
Honor.
possible?
We will submit the letter.
Thank you, Your Honor. So we shall do it that way. Kindly furnish a copy to the counsel for the respondents as well for their review.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Counsel for respondent, Attorney Vinluen's
Your Honor,
manifestation.
if the travel authority is also available, if we can ask
If
for a
the-
copy. Travel authority, if it's already issued.
Yes, of course. Kindly furnish us that as well.
Your Honors, we will submit in good faith whatever the prosecution has received from Director Matibag, Your Honor.
As well as
Kindly communicate with him if possible, if he already has a travel authority for the same, so that we could evaluate it based on what you have. We
Yes,
cannot
Your Honor.
evaluate it based on what you don't have, so we will presume if you don't have it, it's not yet there.
Your Honor,
Yes,
one last
Attorney
addition. Considering that there's if and when they provide the travel authority, I understand, Your Honor, that one of the requirements is also the official invitation from the foreign body. So if they can also provide that, Your Honor, so that we can do a full review of this matter.
Attorney Binloan, it's not really for the full review of the counsel for the prosecution, but rather for this court's evaluation, whether or not to allow the motion of the counsel panel of prosecutors. But everything that will be submitted to us, you will be furnished with a copy.
We will
so that you
submit
can argue your way through this motion before we decide on it. So ordered. Counsel for the panel of prosecutors, kindly call your next witness.
Your Honors, I respectfully request that the counsel for the panel of House Prosecutors, Attorney Virgil Ligutan, be recognized for the presentation of our second witness.
Attorney Ligutan, counsel for the prosecutors, is recognized to present the prosecution's second witness. You may proceed, sir.
Mayong hapon sa atong tanan, the second witness for the prosecution is no other than Attorney Jeremy C. Lotok, Your Honor, please. We call to the witness stand Attorney Lotok.
Kindly situate Attorney Lotok to the witness stand. Attorney Lotok, please remain standing as the clerk of court administers the oath.
Yes, Your
so
Honor.
far as the prosecution's second witness is concerned. Clerk of court is recognized.
Please raise your right hand. You, Jeremy C. Lotok,
I, Jeremy C. Lotok,
do swear
do swear
that the evidence you shall give
that the evidence that I will be giving
in the case now pending
in the case now pending
between the Philippines and Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte
between the Philippines and Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Your witness, counsel for the prosecutors.
Attorney Lotok, you may sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honors, the testimony of our second witness, Attorney Jeremy C. Lotok, is offered to prove the following. Number one, Jeremy Lotok is a lawyer by profession, and he was the chief of the Cybercrime Division of the National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, in 2024. Pangalawa, kasama siya sa NBI team na nagsagawa ng investigasyon sa mga pagbabanta ng Bise Presidente na ginawa sa isang online media briefing noong Nobyembre 23, taong 2024, kung saan diniklara ng Bise Presidente na siya ay kumontrata na ng isang tao para patayin ang Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, ang unang ginang at ang dating Speaker ng House of Representatives. Pangatlo, napag-alaman ng NBI na ang mga pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente ay seryoso at totoo. Matapos silang isaalang-alang ang mga sumusunod. Una, the manner of the respondent's delivery of the statement that she intended her remarks to be real and serious threats. She was not merely joking when she uttered those threats. Pangalawa, mga kababayan, even before that fateful press conference on November 23, 2024, bago yung press conference na yan, may nakontrata ng mamamatay tao yung Vice Presidente. Bago pa man ang press conference na yan. Pangatlo, ang utos ng Vice Presidente sa assassin na huwag siyang titigil hanggat hindi napapatay ang Pangulo ng Pilipinas, ang unang ginang at ang Speaker ng House of Representatives ay nagpapakita na ang Vice Presidente ay determinado at porsigido sa kanyang pagbabanta. Number 4, the result of the investigation and after that the respondents' threats are serious and real, led the NBI to file complaints for 3 counts of grave threats and 1 count of incitement to sedition. Number 5, this witness, Attorney Lotok, will identify and authenticate the affidavit investigation, the annexes, as well as a couple of videos in relation to NBI's investigation. And number 6 offer, he will also testify on such other matters as are relevant and material to the impeachment of the Vice President. Ready for comment, Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the respondent, Attorney Binduan.
Subject to cross, Your Honor.
Thank you so
The
much.
counsel for the prosecutor may proceed.
Daghang salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer, Honorable Judges. Attorney Lotok,
Sir.
maupay nga kulop haibo.
Maupay nga kulop man, sir.
Waray-waray po. We are both waray-waray. At the same time, siguro, Attorney Lotok, pwede bang lapit pa sa microphone para marinig ng sambayanan lahat ng isasagot ko mo sa mga tanong ko? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Lotok, kindly state your name, edad, and other personal circumstances.
I am Attorney Jeremy C. Lotok, 50 years of age, and currently the Regional Director of the NBI Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, sir.
Sinabi mo ikaw ay isang abogado, Attorney Lotok, di ba?
Opo.
Now, yung tanong, kailan ka naging membro ng ating Philippine Bar?
I was admitted to the Philippine Bar and took my lawyer's oath in 2013.
2013. Now, Mr. Lotok, ano ba yung current position mo, occupation mo, kung meron man?
The Regional Director of the NBI Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, sir.
Ikaw ay isang NBI Regional Director for BARM. Now, yung tanong is, how long have you been with the NBI?
I've been in the NBI for the past 12 years, sir.
12 years. No, tanong is, I think, based on my counting, that would be since 2014. Tama po ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
Now, kailan ka ba na-designate as the NBI Regional Director ng BARM?
I was designated in January this year as Regional Director of the NBI BARM, sir.
January 2026. Now, prior to your designation as the NBI Regional Director for BARM, ano ba yung previous position mo within NBI?
I was the Regional Director for Region 4B or Mimaropa, sir. I think July 2025.
July 2025 you became. Okay, now, prior to your designation as NBI Regional Director for Mimaropa, what was your previous position kung meron man?
I was the Chief of the NBI Cybercrime Division, Your Honor.
Chief ng NBI Cybercrime Division. Now, kailan ka? Kailan ka na-designate as Chief ng NBI Cybercrime Division?
I was designated in February 2023, sir.
2023. No? Now, sinabi mo ikaw ay naging chief ng NBI Cybercrime Division. Now, yung tanong, Mr. Attorney Lotok, is what were your primary duties and functions bilang hepe ng NBI Cybercrime Division?
Primary duties, among others, to plan, direct, supervise the investigation of cybercrime cases pursuant to Republic Act 10175 and other relevant laws. And part of my duties and responsibilities is to investigate high-profile cases pursuant to Republic Act 10867, specifically crimes committed by, through and with the use of information and communication technology, sir.
Now, Mr. Witness, of course, you are aware na ikaw ay tumitestigo sa impeachment trial ng respondent. Now, yung tanong is, kilala mo ba yung respondent sa kasong ito?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, yung tanong now is, why do you know her?
She is the incumbent Vice President of the Philippines, and she is the subject of the investigation by the NBI Cybercrime Division, Your Honor.
So, nasabi mo, she is the subject of an investigation ng NBI Cybercrime Division. Now, yung tanong, Attorney Lotok, is, kailan ba? Kailan nagsimula yung investigation ng NBI Cybercrime Division on the respondent?
November 23, 2024, sir.
November 23, 2024. Yung tanong now, Attorney Lotok, is why? Why did the Cybercrime Division commence an investigation on the Vice President?
We were directed by the then Director Judge IBB Santiago to conduct an investigation with regard to a certain video involving an online press conference held on November 23, 2024, where the Vice President uttered that she had already contracted a person to kill the President, Lisa Marcos, and the former Speaker of the House, sir.
Now, yung tanong, Attorney Lotok, is, sa pagkakaalam mo, or kung alam mo, ba't yung NBI, yung inatasang gumawa ng investigasyon na ito?
Well, under the law, specifically Republic Act 10867, the NBI has primary jurisdiction to undertake investigations on cases, among others, cases involving threats to security and assault against the persons of the highest officials, sir.
So, threats or assaults on or against highest officials, sabi mo, di ba? Now, yung tanong, Attorney Lotok, is, sino ba yung mga highest officials na kung may threat or may assault sa kanila, NBI has to do it, an investigation? Sino yung mga officials na ito?
Yes, Your Honor, they are the President, the Vice President, the Senate President, the Speaker of the House, and the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, sir.
All right. Now, so you mentioned Presidente, Vice President, tsaka yung iba pa. Now, you mentioned, Attorney Lotok, that the NBI conducted an investigation on the respondent's statements during an online media briefing on November 23, 2024. Yung tanong now, Attorney Lotok, is, what exactly did the respondent say on that day that resulted to the investigation?
On that online press conference held on November 23, 2024, the Vice President uttered the following. Huwag kang mag-alala, ma'am, sa security ko sapagkat may kinausap na akong tao. Ang sabi ko sa kanya, pag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Marcos, si Martin Romualdez. No joke, no joke. Nagbilin na ako, ma'am. Ang sabi ko sa kanya, pag namatay ako, huwag kang tumigil hanggat hindi mo sila mapapatay. And he said yes.
Now, Attorney Lotok, no, yun yung statement. No? Now, sino ba yung mga membro ng investigation team na galing sa division mo, yung cybercrime division?
We have Attorney Van Angluben, the then Executive Officer for Operations ng Cybercrime Division. Attorney Vanessa Asuncion, the Executive Officer for Administration back then. John Mark Kalilong, the agent on case, and myself, Your Honor.
You mentioned Agent John Mark Kalilong.
Yes, Your Honor.
The same person who testified before you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Witness, how did your division commence the investigation?
I instructed the team, specifically Agent Kalilong, that for this particular case, we have to follow the 5 phases or stages of cybercrime investigation, sir.
So you instructed John Mark Kalilong to follow 4 stages of the investigation?
The team and John Mark Kalilong, sir.
Now, you mentioned, Attorney Lotok, yung 4 stages ng Cybercrime Division for the information ng ating honorable judges sa kanyang publiko. This is the question now. Ano ba yung 4 stages ng investigation na ito?
Yeah, Your Honor. For that particular case, first, the identification and preservation of the digital evidence, the collection and hashing of that same digital evidence, that's the second phase. The analysis and attribution phase, the third one. And then the legal evaluation and case filing as the final phase, sir.
So these are the 4 stages. Now, if you know, what was Agent Kalilong's response, and if any, sa naging instruction mo sa kanya na sundin yung 4 stages ng cybercrime investigation?
Well, he said yes, and then he proceeded to identify. He proceeded to identify and preserve.
Continue.
Identify and preserve the digital evidence in question, sir.
Now, you said and that you instructed Agent Kalilong to identify and preserve. Na-mention mo, digital evidence. Yung tanong now is, what is this evidence that you are referring to?
It refers to a certain video, Your Honor, involving an online press conference held on November 23, 2024, which was streamed through the Facebook page of one Attorney Herminio Lopez Roque Jr. or Harry Roque, Your Honor.
So it was the Facebook page of Harry Roque who live streamed the video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Witness, after Agent Kalilong identified and preserved yung sinasabi mong video, which you said is the first stage of the investigation, ano yung nangyari after that, kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo?
Yes, Your Honor. The agent on case proceeded to collect that digital evidence and generated hash value on that digital evidence, and at the same time stored that in a data carrier, Your Honor.
Alam mo, Attorney Lotok, this is the first time na narinig natin yung term na hash value. And I think it's just proper na yung next question ko para malaman ng publiko, Attorney Lotok, ano ba yung hash value na yan?
Well, under the implementing rules and regulation of Republic Act 10175, or the Reorganization and Modernization Act of NBI, hash value refers to mathematical algorithm applied to the information like the file, the physical disk, or the logical disk, in this case, the digital evidence, thereby creating a digital fingerprint or DNA for that information or digital evidence, Your Honor.
So to create a fingerprint for the video, is that what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the video.
All right. Now, Mr. Witness, after the identification, preservation, collection, and hashing, so far these are the 2 stages, what happened next, if any, in relation to your investigation on the Vice President's statement?
We proceeded to the analysis and attribution phase.
Now, ano yung nangyari kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo, in this analysis and attribution phase?
In the analysis, we established the intent, the motive, the capability of the Vice President to carry out the threat she mentioned, as well as we proceeded to identify the individuals present in that press conference on November 23, 2024, sir.
Okay, so sinabi mo, you proceeded to identify the different individuals in that video. Siguro yung publiko, they're now interested. So, what happened? What happened pagkatapos niyong mag-proceed sa pag-identify sino ba yung nasa video na yan?
First, we have identified media personalities from Philippine Daily Inquirer, from the Manila Times, from the Reuters, SMNI, etc. And then we have also identified the Vice President herself, who in her presence, openly and publicly, uttered that she had already contracted a person to kill the President, Lisa Marcos, and the former Speaker of the House, and instructed the person to be relentless in killing the three. And it was streamed through the Facebook page again of Harry Roque, Your Honor.
You said to be relentless in the killing. Okay, now, after finding out that indeed the Vice President uttered that, to be relentless in the killing, what happened next, if any, in relation to the investigation you conducted?
We continued the open source investigation to determine if there were utterances made by the Vice President in previous dates, Your Honor.
Now, ano ba yung naging resulta, kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo, sa naging open source investigation ng NBI into sinasabi mong mga previous statements ng Vice President?
We have found a press conference dated October 18, 2024, streamed through the official Facebook page of the Office of the Vice President. And we were able to identify, for us, being the investigator, at least 3 material lines or utterances made by the Vice President, sir.
Okay. So you said in that press conference, sinabi mo, you found 3 utterances or statements ng Vice President. Okay,
Among others, sir, yeah.
Among others. So let's focus on these 3. Ano ba yung 3 statements na sinasabi mo?
Well, the first one, the Vice President uttered, gusto kong yung ulo niya ba? And then the second one, the Vice President uttered, I realized toxic na itong relationship, referring to the relationship between the Vice President and the President. And then number 3, I imagine myself cutting his head.
Okay now.
Your Honor.
Recap, sinabi mo, gusto kong tanggalin nung ulo niya. And then sinabi mo rin sa third, I imagine cutting his head. Based on your investigation, Attorney Lotok, kaninong ulo ba yung rinirefer ng Vice President na gusto niyang tanggalin?
The President of the Republic of the Philippines, sir.
Yung ulo ng Presidente ng Republika ng Pilipinas.
Opo.
What proof, if any, do you have that the Vice President said this?
We have that video, Your Honor, dated October 18, 2024.
Now, kung maalala mo, Mr. Witness, saang portion ng video na iyan maririnig yung Vice President, sinasabi yung mga katagang, gusto kong tanggalin yung ulo niya, imagine myself cutting his head.
Your Honor, if I may refer to my notes.
Your Honor, I move that...
Witness may do so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, counsel for respondent may observe as the witness peruses his notes.
Your Honor, may we also be allowed to do the same through
Similar
Attorney
order
Stephen
with
Magallanes?
respect to the counsel for the prosecutor.
Your Honor, from timestamps 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 57 seconds to 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 10 seconds. And then 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 52 seconds. And then 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 58 seconds.
Okay, so far, Your Honor, for the record, okay, Your Honor, please, sorry. The gentleman mentioned 2 timestamps. So question, if those portions, okay, are shown to you, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, at this juncture, Your Honor, please, the video has already been identified, marked and identified by our previous witness, and it is marked as Exhibit P-Roman numeral 4-11 for the prosecution. We move that these 2 portions with individual timestamps, as mentioned, be shown to this witness for his identification, Your Honor, please.
Where is the USB, counsel?
Your Honor, we move that we be allowed to unseal the marked exhibit, Your Honor, please, that was presented last time, Your Honor, please. It's with us. It's with the prosecution.
Kindly unseal the document in the presence of the counsel for respondent. Witness is instructed to unseal the USB. It's been previously marked. So after the unsealing, counsel for the prosecutor and for the respondent are instructed to kindly accompany each other to the tech booth to make it the same, one and the same USB that will be played. Kung may bala kayong buksan ulit, huwag nyo na masyadong i-tape na madami. Para hindi masyadong matagal pag i-unseal.
Record, this will be timestamps 1 hour 35 minutes to 57 seconds to 1 hour 36 minutes and 10 seconds for the first timestamp. I mean, for the first portion is from 36 minutes to 52 seconds to 1 hour 36 minutes and 58 seconds.
Ayaw?
Tanggalin yung ulo niya ba? I realized toxic na yung relationship.
There's one more counsel, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Waiting for the second video. Consisting of 6 seconds only, Your Honor, please.
Imagined myself cutting his head.
Okay, thank you so much, Your Honor, please. May proceed, Your Honor, please.
Counsel may proceed.
Mr. Witness, what relation, if do those videos have, portions of the videos have, with the video you mentioned earlier?
That's the same video I mentioned, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's proceed. Attorney Lotok now. After you discovered these previous statements by the Vice President, what happened next, if any, in relation to the investigation you conducted on the Vice President's statements on November 23, 2024?
Yes, Your Honor. We have also discovered reactions from the recipients, specifically from the President himself, the Speaker of the House, relevant government agencies tasked to secure the life of the President and the national security,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Thank you so much. You know, Mr. Witness, let's focus on the President kasi it's his head eh. Ulo ng Presidente yung gustong tanggalin ng Vice President. Let's focus on the President. Now, what did he say again in particular?
If I may refer to my notes, sir.
Your Honor,
You may do so.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Among others, quote, nakakabahala ang mga pahayag na narinig natin itong mga nakaraang araw. Nandyan ang walang pakundangang pagbumura at ang pagbabanta ng planong ipapatay ang ilan sa atin. Kung ganun na lang kadali ang pagplano sa pagpatay ng isang presidente, paano pa kaya ang mga pangkaraniwan na mamamayan? Yang ganyang kriminal na pagtatangka ay hindi dapat pinalalampas. Yan ay aking papalagan. Unquote.
now, thank you so much. Okay? Attorney much. Okay? Attorney Lotok, you said that the former Speaker of the House of Representatives also gave yung tugon niya sa naging mga pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente laban sa buhay niya. Could you just summarize exactly ano ba yung tugon ng former Speaker ng House of Representatives?
Yes, Your Honor, if I remember it right, I think the Speaker issued a statement during the plenary session November 25, 2024, which was published in the ANC Digital. And among others, the former Speaker stated that the utterances were dangerous, unprecedented, isa itong banta sa demokrasya at sa seguridad ng bansa.
Alright. Now, Mr. Witness, Attorney Lotok, sinabi mo rin na may mga ahensya ng gobyerno na nagbigay din ng kanilang tugon sa mga pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente. If you may, anong mga ahensya na ito?
Yes, Your Honor. For one, the Presidential Communications Office, the Philippine National Police, the National Security Council, and the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Okay. Let's focus on muna sa Presidential Communications Office. Na ano ba yung statement ng Presidential Communications Office kung alam mo?
If I remember it right, the PCO classified the threat as an active threat.
As an active threat.
And directed the Presidential Security Command to, I think, investigate the matter.
As an active threat.
It was the Executive Secretary who directed the Presidential Security Command, so based on that statement.
Okay. Now, sinabi mo rin yung Philippine National Police. Yung tanong is kung maalala mo, ano ba yung sinabi ng PNP in response sa naging mga pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente sa buhay ng Presidente sa kayong dalawa pa?
Your Honor, if I may refer to my notes.
Your Honor?
You may do so, Your Honor. You may do so, Mr. Witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Philippine National Police issued a statement relative to the press conference made by the Vice President. Quote, the Philippine National Police threats any threat to the safety and security of the President and all public officials with the utmost seriousness in light of the Vice President Sara Duterte's recent statement, which directly referenced an assassin contracted to target the President. The PNP recognizes the grave nature of this matter. The safety of the President is a national concern, and any direct or indirect threat to his life must be addressed with the highest level of urgency. Close, unquote. Hindi ko na binasa lahat.
All right. Now,
Your Honor.
Attorney Lotop, now, the PNP used, based on your statement as the response of the PNP used the term assassin in referring to the person contracted by the Vice President to kill the President and two others?
Your Honor, it was not just the PNP, even the Presidential Communications Office also used the term assassin, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, what about the National Security Council? Ano bang sinabi ng NSA kung alam mo?
Again, Your Honor, if I may refer to my notes. Pwede na ba?
Your Honor? Your Honor? May the witness be allowed to refer to his notes once more?
You may do so, Mr. Witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the question was about the statement of the NSC, right?
Yes.
Quote, the National Security Council considers all threats to the President of the Philippines as serious. Any and all threats against the life of the President shall be validated and considered a matter of national security, unquote.
Okay. Now, sinabi mo rin na yung Armed Forces of the Philippines or AFP nagbigay din ng kanilang response sa naging pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente. Kung alam mo, tsaka kung maaalala mo, ano ba yung sinabi ng Armed Forces of the Philippines?
Same my notes.
For the record, we're borrowing. Just for the record.
For orderly proceeding, Your Honor, please, I think it's proper for attorney decision to ask to be recognized first.
Yes, Your Honor, we will do that. If I may be recognized, Your Honor.
Depends. What is the pleasure of Attorney Counsel for Respondent Attorney Season?
Would you state an observation on the notes?
Your Honor, I think
Counsel, we
you
agreed
recognize first.
that only one counsel shall speak insofar as the presentation of a witness is concerned. This was objected to by the counsel for respondents, even if it was asked for by the counsel for the prosecutors.
Your Honor, for,
We will do that,
for the
Your
record,
Honor.
we are not objecting, but you know, for a properly proceeding, Attorney Season.
Counsel, it's okay. The chair will make a ruling. Attorney Binluan can
Thank you.
handle
Thank you,
that.
Your Honor.
With your permission, Attorney Season.
Your Honor, I'd just like to share the observation that the witness is reading from notes, from his notes and not directly from the document that he identified.
And if I may reply to that, Your Honor, to that non-issue, Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
Your Honor, there's nothing.
Yes, counsel for the prosecutors.
Your Honor, wala po sa rules na kailangan na yung tugon ng isang witness, sinabi niyang notes, dapat based sa isang dokumento. In fact, Your Honor, please, yung iniisip ng ating rules, yung mga notes na ginawa mismo ng witness. For the public, if you're interested, you may look at Rule 130, Section 16 ng Rules of Court. Andun yun, pwedeng tingnan ng isang testigo yung notes na ginawa niya. Rule 130, Section 16, Honor, please.
Before I recognize counsel for respondent, Senator Judge Lacson, what is your pleasure, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. This is relevant to the discussion.
The gentleman may proceed and he has 2 minutes.
Yes. You requested to refer to your notes a number of times during your direct examination. Ang tanong ko, are you referring to an investigator's notes or notebook or simply notes?
No, Your Honor. During the investigation, I have copies of the affidavit of investigation that we have.
Yeah, I asked that question because my understanding of an investigator's notes or notebook to be credible and may even be used as part of the examination or evidence in chief, depending on its authenticity and purpose and the role of evidence, is that the contents therein were written on the exact dates when the subjects of those notes actually happened. Ito yung ginawa nyo mismo?
Yes, Your Honor, during the investigation.
Thank you for the clarification.
Thank you, Senator Judge Lacson. Noted and entered into the records. Counsel for respondent, what is your pleasure?
Your Honor, that was mere manifestation, Your Honor. We just want to put it for the record.
There being no objection, some witness may proceed and answer, or counsel may proceed with his questions.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines. Ano sinabi ng Armed Forces? Are we done? Not yet. Okay, so let's go back.
Yeah, if I may, Your Honor.
Yes.
Witness may continue to answer.
Thank you, Your Honor. On November 23, 2024, General Romeo S. Browner, Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces, issued the following statements. Quote, the Armed Forces of the Philippines is a professional organization focused on its mandate to protect the people and the state. Our personnel are loyal to the Constitution and the chain of command, unquote. Hindi ko na po binasa lahat, sir.
Okay, now, after you and your team discovered these responses, Attorney Lotok, what happened next, if any, kung meron mo, tsaka kung alam mo, in relation sa investigation nyo, sa mga statements ng Vice President on that day, November 23, 2024?
We issued subpoena to the media personalities present during the press conference of November 23, 2024. Sir, for them to appear on December 4, 2024, sir.
You issued a subpoena to the personalities that you said andun sa media conference na yon to appear on December 4, 2024. Sino ba yung mga media personalities na pinasubpoena ng NBI?
Again, Your Honor, if I may refer to my...
You may do so, Mr.
Thank you, Your Honor. First to the late Dempsey Saiden Reyes of the Philippine Daily Inquirer, and then to Red Hor Marky J. Mendoza of the Manila Times, Bons Magsambol of Rappler, Ana Rosario Malindo Uy of the Manila Times, Jason Rubrico of the SMNI, and Mikael Flores of the Reuters, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Mr. Witness, yung tanong now is, ba't kailangan isabpina ng NBI itong mga media personalities na ito na mag-appear sa NBI sa araw na iyon, December 4, 2024?
Your Honor, they were there during the online press con, and they participated the press conference. So, ang tingin namin, meron silang personal knowledge kasi nandutun sila at nag-participate po sila. Kaya, we deemed it proper to issue subpoena on them.
Now, so you said na they were subpoenaed to appear on December 4, 2024 in the NBI. Now, what happened on that day, December 4, 2024, if any, and if you know, in relation to the investigation you conducted?
The agent on case reported to me that Mr. Reyes and I think Mr. Magsisimula appeared before the Office of the Cybercrime Division and participated in the process of the interview, sir.
Now, how do you know? How do you know that these two individuals, at least, si Dempsey Reyes, again, may his soul rest in peace, and Magsisimula appeared before the NBI on that day, December 4, 2024?
Yes, Your Honor. Aside from the fact that the agent on case reported that to me, he showed to me the minutes of meeting wherein the signatures of the late Mr. Reyes and Magsisimula were affixed on it, Your Honor.
Okay.
May nakapirma ho sila doon sa minutes of meeting, sir.
All right, now, thank you so much, Attorney Lotok. Now, Attorney Lotok, you said that your team interviewed members of the media. You issued subpoena to them and they appeared. Now, what else happened, if any, in relation to the investigation you conducted?
We issued subpoena ad testificandum to the Vice President herself to shed light in the investigation we are conducting, sir.
So you're telling the public that you, NBI, also issued a subpoena to the Vice President?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Okay, now, proceed, Your Honor. Now, what proof, if any, do you have that in fact the NBI issued a subpoena addressed to the Vice President?
We have copy of that subpoena ad testificandum dated November 25, 2024, sir.
Now, kung yung subpoena na binigay ng NBI sa Bise Presidente may petsang Nobyembre 25 taong 2024 ipapakita sa iyo, makikilala mo ba yung dokumentong ito?
Opo.
Now, we are now in the process of presenting to you a subpoena ad testificandum dated on even date December 25, 2024. That
Counsel
is,
for the parties are authorized to approach
Thank
and
you so
view
much.
the document.
for the record, this is previously marked as Exhibit P-Roman numeral 4-4 for the prosecution. Have you perused the same, Attorney Loto?
Yes, Your Honor.
Question, what relation, if any, does that document have with the subpoena you mentioned?
This is the same subpoena I mentioned, sir.
Thank you so much. So the NBI issued a subpoena to the Vice President.
Your Honor, can we just make a comment?
Counsel for the respondents recognized.
We have.
Your Honor, maybe just put on record that Exhibit P-4-4 is a photocopy and it was not, the original or the certified copy thereof was not produced.
We are ready to produce that, and that's the next step we are supposed to do. Your Honor,
Noted. Please proceed.
we have a copy of the certified true copy. We invite the defense to check the same for comparison. Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the respondent.
Your Honor, it is a faithful reproduction of the certified true copy, Your Honor.
Noted for the records.
May
Counsel
proceed, Your
for the
Honor.
prosecutors may proceed.
Now, Mr. Witness, we would like to know. how did the Vice President respond, if any, if at all, and if you know, to the NBI subpoena issued to her?
Well, the Vice President did not appear, Your Honor. Instead, she sent her lawyer, Attorney Paul Lawrence Lim, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, she did not appear.
Yes, Your Honor.
Answered. Okay, now, question. If you know, what was the Vice President's reason for failing to appear at the NBI, in the NBI, despite the subpoena issued to her?
I think President, in effect, was saying there were office matters to tend to, so she cannot attend the scheduled subpoena date. Sir.
Office matters. Now, how did the respondent, the Vice President, inform you that she could not attend the subpoena because she was attending to, quote, office matters, unquote?
There was a letter, I think, dated November 28, 2024, which was submitted by the counsel of the Vice President, sir.
So the letter, December 20, 2024. Now, kung yung kopya ng letter na yan ipapakita sa iyo, ma-identify mo ba yung letter na ito?
Opo,
now,
Your Honor.
we're in the process of showing you a copy of the letter dated November 28, 2024.
Counsel for the prosecutor may approach, as well as counsel for the respondent.
Yes, Your Honor. This is the same letter that I mentioned.
Your Honor, can I make a manifestation of these points?
The prosecutor may proceed.
Your Honor, the letter from the Vice President's lawyer is not marked an exhibit. At this juncture, Your Honor, please, if the defense will agree, we move that the same be marked as an additional exhibit for the prosecution, and the specific marking that we are asking the court to follow is Exhibit P-Roman numeral 4-32 for the prosecution, Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the respondent?
We have no objection to that, Your Honor.
So ordered. So marked.
Thank you so much. Now, so what did the... Your Honor, please. Your Honor, do we have to pause for the marking, or do I proceed?
Please proceed, counsel.
Thank you so much, Your Honor, please. Thank you so much. Now, so what did the NBI do? No? Anong ginawa ng NBI after yung Bise Presidente hindi sumipot sa NBI despite the subpoena, kung meron man?
Yes, Your Honor. We deemed it proper to issue another subpoena to give the Vice President another time so she can prepare. And at the same time, in reply to the letter submitted by the lawyer, we issued also a letter dated December 2, 2024, because the Vice President in that letter from her lawyer was asking copy of the complaint and the question to be propounded by the NBI to the Vice President.
All right. Now, let's go to that letter, Attorney Lotok, na. Puntahan natin yung letter na yan. Now, kung alam mo, ano ba yung sinabi ng NBI sa letter na iyan na pinadala sa Vice President after hindi siya sumipot despite the subpoena sent to her?
Your Honor, the document would speak for itself. No need for the witness to read.
I think the counsel
Witness may
is...
answer
Yes.
if he knows.
Yeah, among others, sir, sinabi ho doon sa letter namin noong December 2, 2024 na ini-inform namin ng Vice Presidente na iniimbestigahan din po namin yung alleged threat against sa kanyang life. At sinabi namin na kailangan namin yung kanyang presensya para may makuha kaming information, para ho may mapagsimulan kami doon sa investigation against threat to her life, Your Honor.
Now, what proof, if any, do you have that the NBI issued another subpoena addressed to the Vice President?
Yeah, we have that copy of the subpoena dated, if I'm not mistaken, December 2, 2024. Sir?
Na, okay. Attorney Lotok, kung yung kopya ng pangalawang subpoena ipapakita sa iyo, ma-identify mo ba?
Yes, sir.
Now, we are now in the process of showing you that subpoena. The defense may also check.
Counsel for the prosecutor as well as respondent may approach to compare.
And for the record, that second subpoena addressed to the Vice President has been previously marked as Exhibit P-Roman numeral 4-6 for the prosecution.
That's the same subpoena I mentioned, sir.
Okay, so that's the same subpoena. Do we have any observation from the defense?
Counsel for respondent.
The document is a machine copy, Your Honor.
Machine copy. Stephen, where's the Stephen? Your Honor, we move that the certified true copy in our possession be compared with the photocopy identified by the witness, Your Honor, please.
Counsel, this has not been marked, right?
This has been marked this time, Your Honor, please. The second subpoena.
This has been marked already.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same observation, Your Honor, as the last document.
Meaning it is a photocopy?
It is the same as the photocopy of the copies are the same, but it is not it is not original, just a photocopy of the original, Your Honor. That was certified.
Wait, so
I do not get it, Counsel.
Your Honor, the other document that the prosecution is showing is a certified copy, Your Honor. So in other words, it is the same as the photocopy that was previously marked, Your Honor.
But certified.
Correct, Your Honor.
Noted.
Thank you.
You may proceed.
Now, you also mentioned, Attorney Lotok, yung isang letter, this time, it's dated December 2, 2024. Now, kung yung letter na iyan ipapakita sa'yo, ma-identify mo ba ito?
Yes, sir.
Now, we are in the process of showing you a copy of that letter that is previously marked as Exhibit P-Roman numeral 4-5 with submarking P-Roman numeral 4-5, small letter A. May you peruse the same and answer the question. After perusing the document, what relation, if any, does this document have with the one you mentioned?
The same document that I mentioned, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, Mr. Witness, sa pangalawang subpoena,
Your Honor, the document again is a photocopy, machine copy.
Your Honor, we move that the certified true copy that we have in possession be compared with the photocopy that is marked in exhibit for the prosecution, Your Honor, please.
Counsel for respondent is instructed to so view the certified true copy and make the corresponding manifestation of their observation.
Faithful reproduction of the certified copy, Your Honor.
Noted.
Thank you so much.
Counsel,
Proceed, Your Honor. Now, Attorney Lotok, ano ba yung naging tugon, kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo, ng Bise Presidente sa pangalawang subpoena na inisyo ng NBI?
Yes, Your Honor. The Vice President again did not appear, but instead sent her lawyer with another letter.
Another letter?
Yes, Your Honor. Submitted to the Office of the Cybercrime Division.
Okay, now, kung alam mo, ano ba yung nilalaman ng letrang iyan, yung pangalawang letter ng Vice President in response to the second subpoena ng NBI?
If I remember it right, sinasabi doon we must state the obvious. The NBI is under the administrative supervision ng Secretary of Justice, who is an alter ego of the President. And the Executive Secretary is the chief alter ego. So, minarapat daw niya makinig sa kanyang counsel at hindi na mag-appear sa subpoena ng NBI, Your Honor.
Now, kung yung, what proof, if any, do you have of that letter?
We have copy of that letter, Your Honor.
Kung yung kopya ng letter na yan ipapakita sa iyo, ma-identify mo ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, we are showing you a copy of the letter dated December 10, 2024. The question after you peruse the same, what relation, if any, does that document have with the letter you mentioned?
The same document that I mentioned, sir.
Your Honor, manifestation, the same letter coming from the Vice President's Counsel is not marked in exhibits by the prosecution. Same with the previous letter, we move that the same, with agreement from the Defense Counsel, be marked as our exhibit P-Roman numeral 4-33 for the prosecution. It is a photocopy of that letter, Your Honor, please.
What does counsel for the respondent say?
No objection to that, Your Honor.
No objection. Thank you so much.
Noted. Kindly have it marked.
Your Honor, proceed. Now, Mr. Witness, what else, if any, did the letter state, if any?
Well, the counsel for the Vice President stated that the Vice President is confident that the NBI will also investigate the alleged threat against her life. Yun po yung tenor ng letter na yun, sir.
Now, ito yung tanong now. You mentioned earlier that the Vice President stated that she already contracted an assassin to kill the President and the two others. Now, Attorney Lotok, wait, not yet done. No question yet.
Please proceed, counsel.
As the head of the investigation team, what was your impression of the Vice President when she declared that she already contracted an assassin to kill the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker of the House of Representatives?
Objection, Your Honor.
On
Calls
what
for an
ground?
opinion.
Opinion. You may cite the rule, Your Honor, please.
And misleading as well, Your Honor. She never mentioned the word assassin.
Your Honor, the term, may I reply to that, Your Honor, please?
Counsel for the
The
prosecution
term
is recognized.
assassin had a fiction. It is the same term used by the PNP and by the PCO. So it's not plucked out of thin air, Your Honor, please. So we have basis for using the term assassin.
But Your Honor, the counsel mentioned that it was VP Sara who mentioned it. And that was phrased in his answer. So we are objecting to that, Your Honor.
With the understanding that the witness will base his answer on his investigation or knowledge insofar as the investigation that he himself conducted and led is concerned, and not as a conclusion of fact and law. The witness may answer.
What was your impression?
Yes, Your Honor. To me, as the chief investigator at that time, the utterances made by the Vice President was serious, and the threat was real and actual, sir.
Mr. Witness, if I may intercede, counsel, is this contained in your investigation report?
Yes, sir.
You may proceed, counsel.
Seryoso tsaka totoong pagbabanta. Now, what made you say that? Na yung pagbabanta ng Bise Presidente ay both seryoso at totoo.
Well, Your Honor, we considered the content and context of the utterances made by the Vice President in November 23, 2024, as well as the utterances made by the Vice President in October 18, 2024, and the reactions from the recipients, as well as reactions from several government agencies, sir.
Content and context. Now, exactly, yung tanong is, exactly, how did you analyze the content and the context of the entire press conference?
We considered several factors, Your Honor, in the analysis of that content and context.
Several factors. To be exact, kung alam mo, ilang factors kinonsider nyo?
At least four.
At least four.
Your Honor, number one, the delivery or manner in which the utterances were spoken.
That's one.
Number two, the literal meaning of the statement. Your Honor. Number 3, the nature of the instruction. And number 4, the relationship between the parties, sir.
So 4 factors. Now, Attorney Lotok, let's go to the first factor, no? Let's go to the first factor. The delivery of the manner in which the threats were spoken. What made you say that the respondent was both serious and real when she uttered those threats?
Objection, Your Honor, calls for an opinion.
Your Honor, Your Honor, if I may.
Based on his investigation, counsel, he may testify as to that. Witness may answer.
Yes, Your Honor. The Vice President was furious and fuming mad when she uttered those.
Could you repeat it? Furious and?
And fuming mad, sir.
Fuming mad. Furious and fuming mad. Now, what made you say na yung Vice Presidente was both furious, and fumingly?
Well, nakita ho namin dun sa video nung niran ho namin, Your Honor. If I'm not mistaken, I think more or less walong beses ho siyang galit na galit at nagmumura at minumura yung Presidente, si First Lady, and then si former Speaker of the House, sir.
Walong beses.
If I'm not mistaken, more or less, sir.
Now, and then you're referring to the video. Now, in what particular portions of the video, okay, did the Vice President hurl invectives or sa Tagalog, pagmumura kung sa Cebu, pamalikas, kung hawaray-waray, buyayaw. Mga ilang beses? 8? In what particular portions?
Your Honor, if I may refer to my notes.
You may do so.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In the interest of time, Your Honor, please, while the counsels are doing that, I move that the previously marked and identified Exhibit P Roman numeral 4-10, which is the flash drive containing the video of that press conference, be unsealed in the presence of counsels from both sides.
You may proceed.
And then you may now answer, Mr. Witness, anong mga times?
Yeah, Your Honor, from timestamp 53 minutes to 27 seconds, and 53 minutes to 39 seconds.
So 53 minutes, 27 seconds to 53 minutes, 39 seconds. The second timestamp, if you may.
54 minutes to 03 seconds, and 54 minutes to 08 seconds.
54 minutes, 03 seconds to 54 minutes, 08 seconds. That's the second timestamp. What about the next timestamp, if you know?
55 minutes to 42 seconds, and 56 minutes to 07 seconds.
55 minutes, 42 seconds to 56 minutes, 06 seconds. What about the fourth timestamp, if you know?
58 minutes to 38 seconds, up to 58 minutes to 47 seconds.
58 minutes, 38 seconds to 58 minutes to 47 seconds. What about the fifth timestamp, if you know?
1 hour, 02 minutes and 25 seconds. 1 hour, 02 minutes and 32 seconds, sir.
1 hour, 02 minutes to 25 seconds to 1 hour, 02 minutes, 32 seconds. What about the next, the sixth timestamp, if you know?
1 hour, 05 minutes and 08 seconds, up to 1 hour, 05 minutes and 31 seconds.
1 hour, 05 minutes, 08 seconds to 1 hour, 05 minutes, 31 seconds. What about the last timestamp, Mr. Witness?
1 hour, 08 minutes and 43 seconds. And then 1 hour, 08 minutes and 54 seconds, Your Honor.
1 hour, 08 minutes, 43 seconds to 1 hour, 08 minutes, 54 seconds. Your Honor, we move that those 7 timestamps identified by the witness be shown in sequence, Your Honor, please.
So ordered. Your counsel for the prosecutors will kindly give the flash drive to be unsealed by the witness, as witnessed by counsel for the respondents. Thereafter, for counsel of the parties to kindly accompany each other to the tech booth so that the USB may be played with respect to the specified timestamps of the witness.
Punitin, okay lang.
Sado. Utang ina ninyo. Sino ang corrupt? Yung mga congressman na yan na nila na kesyo taksin, kesyo corrupt, abusado. Utang ina ninyo. Sino ang corrupt? Itong ginagawa ko eh. Putang ina, hindi mo pala gusto ginagawa mo eh. Bakit mo sinisira pangalan ko? Joel Chua. He did not know what he was talking about. That's so incompetent. Or he was lying through his teeth to get the votes of people. Utang ina ninyong lahat. Martin Romualdez, Lisa Marcos, Bongbong Marcos.
think we have two more.
Tapos kami yung nagsisinungaling? Nagpipigil ako eh. Kasi gusto ko lang magtrabaho. Gusto ko lang tapusin yun na yung ng show ninyo dyan sa House of Representatives para makabalik na kami.
I think we have two more.
Ang ina ninyo.
I think that will be the last. Your Honor, that will be the last.
Counsel, that's the 7 timestamps?
Let me confirm, Attorney Magallon. Okay, we have one more. We have two more, Your Honor, please. I was told we have two more timestamps, Your Honor, please.
Two more.
Thank you.
Martin! Nangangampanya tayo. Nakasakay tayo sa eroplano. Magkatabi tayo. Nagre-reklamo ka, putang ina ka, walang pera.
And the last one.
Maalis mo man ako sa presidential days, hindi pa rin ikaw ang presidente, king ina mo. Walang buboto sa'yo. Please lang.
Okay. Thank you.
Wala.
So, Your Honor, those are the 7 timestamps, portions of the video where the Vice President hurled invectives and profanities. Now, the question is, may I proceed, Your Honor?
Counsel,
Yeah, Papa.
that the Vice President hurled invectives, period. Not necessarily against the 3 officials mentioned.
Most of them were against the 3 officials, Your Honor, please.
I only counted or heard 1 or 2. Out of the 7, I heard Representative Chua, but he's not one of the subject matters of this case. But just for the record, does the witness confirm that? Out of the 7 timestamps, there are approximately 2 or 3 that mentioned either all 3 or 1 of the top officials. Would that be correct, Mr. Witness?
I think more than that, sir, if you can see the
Make your voice
context.
louder.
If I'm not mistaken, I think 5 times referring to either Martin Romualdez or Liza Marcos or the president.
The rest were either congressmen or a particular congressman.
If I'm not mistaken, sir. Yeah.
Counsel, you may proceed.
Now, Mr. Witness, etong mga 7 timestamps kung saan nagmumura yung Vice Presidente. Why is this a factor in classifying her threats as serious and real?
Yes, Your Honor. It's very much factor. Because we want to establish the intent of the Vice President, and that intent is crucial in our investigation. We want to determine whether those utterances made by the Vice President were just a product of a temporary fit of anger? Was it just spur of the moment? Or were they really serious, actual, and real threat?
So what was your conclusion?
Your Honor.
So what was your conclusion? Was it serious, real?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Okay.
Serious and real.
Let's go to factor number 2. So 2 out of 4 factors. Now, sinabi mo yung literal meaning ng mga utterances ng Vice President. Yung literal meaning, why is this a factor in your conclusion na seryoso at totoo yung pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente?
Yes, Your Honor. Klaro po dun sa utterances ng Vice Presidente. Even before the online press conference held on November 23, 2024, the Vice President had already contracted a person to kill the President, Lisa Marcos, and the former Speaker, Your Honor.
Siguro, so the public will understand. I want you to answer in Tagalog. No? Ba't mahalaga sa inyo, sa investigasyon nyo, na yung pagkukontrata ng tao na papatay sa Pangulo at kadalaw pa, nangyari ito bago pa man yung press conference? Ba't mahalaga sa investigasyon mo yan?
Yes, Your Honor. Mahalaga ho yan para sa amin. Basically, it's indicative of intent that the utterances was deliberately made up by the Vice President. And it really shows serious, actual, and real threat, Your Honor.
All right, now, Attorney Lotoc, let's go to the third factor. Yung third factor is now sinasabi mo, yung nature ng instruction. Now, could you tell the public and the court, ano bang ibig sabihin ng factor number 3, nature of the instruction?
Yes, Your Honor. In those utterances, the Vice President said, wag kang tumigil hanggat hindi mo sila mapapatay. It shows persistence on the part of the Vice President that she was determined to carry out those utterances. And from the point of view of law enforcement agency like the NBI, it's alarming for us, sir.
It is alarming from the point of view of law enforcement agents. Now, in Tagalog, if you may, ba't mo nasabing nakaka-alarma yung sinabi ng Vice Presidente na yung instruction na huwag kang titigil hanggat hindi mo napapatay ang Pangulo, ang unang ginang, ang former Speaker ng House of Representatives? Ba't mahalaga? Ba't alarming yan?
Well, Your Honor, pwede hong mag-take advantage ng ibang grupo dyan, ibang individual. God forbid may mangyari sa Vice Presidente for one reason or the other. Mati-trigger ho ngayon yung instruction, and then papatayin na yun yung, God forbid again, ang Presidente, Lisa Marcos, ang former Speaker. And in fact, even yung triggering na phase na yun, pwede take advantage ng ibang grupo, thinking na pag in-assassinate natin ang tatlo, ang sisisihin ang Vice Presidente. So marami hong anggulo, Your Honor, para ho sa amin sa law enforcement. Medyo magiging disorder, magiging chaotic, magiging anarchy yung society pag hindi siya na-address. Yun po yung sa amin as investigator, sir.
But was she not only joking? So that, Your Honor?
Sustained before my question.
Now, let's go to, let's proceed, Mr. Witness. So far, you mentioned, ito yung mga factor, no? Manner, literal meaning, nature of the instruction. Ano ba yung fourth factor kung alam mo?
The relationship between the parties, meaning the relationship between the Vice President and the President, sir.
Now, what about the fourth factor? No? Why is it significant to investigation?
Well, in one of the utterances made by the Vice President, she characterizes the relationship with the President as toxic. If I'm not mistaken, At least 3 times niya binigkas yung term na toxic, referring to the relationship between her and the president, sir.
Now, what were your reasons, if any, that made you conclude na nasabi na ng Vice President na toxic yung relationship niya between her and the President?
Objection calls for an opinion, Your
Your
Honor.
Honor, investigation.
Witness may answer part of his investigation.
Una, yung resignation niya as secretary ng Department of Education. Pangalawa, yung utterances niya nung sinabi niya na I realize toxic na itong relationship. Gusto kong tanggalin yung ulo niya ba? And then I imagine myself cutting his head.
What else, if any?
The reaction of the recipient of those utterances, Your Honor, the reaction from the President himself, sir.
So the reaction from the President himself. Now, you already mentioned kanina ano yung reaction ng President. Yung tanong now, Attorney Lotok, is, why did you consider yung reaction ng mga recipients ng pagbabanta, kagaya ng President? Let's focus on the President. Ba't nyo kinonsider yung reaction nila?
Well, we want to establish whether the recipient of those utterances felt intimidated by those statements, or did they took it serious and actual threat. Material ho sa amin yun, Your Honor, if only to establish the mens rea of
Mens rea ng krimen. Now, let's focus on the President. Now, let's focus on the President. Ito yung premise now. Based on your investigation, no? What was your impression of the President based on his reaction? Was he intimidated?
Well, yung opening statement ng Presidente, ang sabi niya, nakakabahala ang mga narinig natin itong mga nakarang araw. Ito yung isang kriminal na pagtatangka. Papalagan ko to. Yes, Your Honor. The President took the threat by the Vice President as serious and real.
Now, Mr. Witness, aside from yung reaction ng mga recipients, we focus on the President. Ano pa yung ibang mga factors na kinonsider nyo kung meron pa man?
Yes, Your Honor. We find it, this is from the point of view of the investigator, we find it disturbing when we try to compare the utterances made in October 18 and the utterances made in November 23. And may nakita ho kami doon, at least 3 o 4 na medyo sabi ko nga, disturbing from the point of view namin.
Disturbing? 3 or 4 na disturbing na?
Na utterances, Your Honor.
Utterances. Now, let's go to that. So you said you compared the utterances in October 18 tsaka November 23. Sabi mo, you found at least 3 or 4 disturbing statements. Tama ba? Now, ano ba yung 3 statements na ito?
Your Honor, we are trying to establish the patterns and the consistencies of those utterances. For instance, nung October 18, ang sabi niya is, walang number 1 ang Pilipinas na to. Para sa akin, number 2 lamang ito. Walang number 1. And then we compared it in November 23, ang sabi niya, reiterate niya, I do not recognize anybody above me. That's number 1, Your Honor. The number 2, ang sabi niya noong October 18, hindi marunong maging presidente yung nakaupo, kasalanan ko ba yon? And then we compared it in November 23, ang sabi niya doon, this country will go to hell because that person who's sitting, sabi niya, doesn't know how to be a president and who is a liar.
All right.
The number 3, ang sabi niya sa October 18, meron akong 5 impeachable offense na alam kay BBM pero papasabad dyan sa House. Siyempre hindi. Then kinumpare namin November 23, ang sabi niya doon is he was lying through his teeth para makuha lang yung boto ng mga tao, and then nagmura na siya, PI ka, BBM, Lisa Marcos, and Martin Romualdez, Your Honor.
What do you mean by PI?
Putang ina, sir.
Okay. You said that you found these three comparisons disturbing. Now, these three, ano yung significance ng three comparisons nito sa investigasyon nyo? Kung meron man.
Yes, Your Honor. Based on these patterns and consistencies in the utterances made by the Vice President, it appears that this statement have tendency to stir up the people against the government, have tendency to disturb the peace of the community, have tendency to undermine the peace and order, the public peace and order, sir.
Now, Mr. Witness, given all these findings, sinabi mo, seryoso, tsaka totoo, yung mga pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente, anong ginawa ng division mo, kung meron man, in relation to the investigation?
We executed, Your Honor, affidavit of investigation, and we recommended criminal charges. 3 counts for grave threats, and 1 count for inciting to sedition, sir.
Your Honor, now, na-mention mo yung affidavit of investigation. For clarity, anong date ng affidavit of investigation na nasabi mo?
February 10, 2024.
February 10.
2025, sir.
February 10, kung yung affidavit of investigation and the annexes ipapakita sa iyo, ma-identify mo ba yung affidavit na ito?
Yes, sir.
I'm showing you now a copy of the affidavit of investigation. May petsang February 10, 2025. That is previously marked for the prosecution as Exhibit P Roman numeral 4-3. You peruse the documents and access. I move that the defense be allowed to peruse the same. And the question is, what do these documents have? What relation, if any, do these documents have with the documents you mentioned?
Counsel for both parties may approach.
Manifestation, Your Honor.
Counsel for the respondent may proceed.
Your Honor, we just like to manifest, Your Honor, that the marked document, permanently marked by the prosecution, does not contain any annexes, and the other set of documents that he is comparing it to has affidavit annexes, Your Honor.
I can reply to that, Your Honor, please. If I
Counsel
may,
for the prosecution will please reply.
Number 1, the affidavit of investigation, the annexes thereto, ay makikita yung mga annexes, most of them, as separate documents that have been pre-marked. Ulitin ko, yung mga hinahanap ng depensa ng mga annexes sa affidavit of investigation, nasa record ng Senado yan, because na-marka separately, because they have been identified separately also by the previous witness. I hope that satisfies.
Counsel, what does counsel for the respondent say?
Your Honor, is that an admission that the affidavit of investigation was stripped of its annexes?
No. Your Honor, if I may, ang klaro namang sinabi ko. Can I reply to that, Your Honor, please?
Chair would like to clarify the matter instead. Are all the annexes listed and identified in the footnotes of the affidavit of investigation marked or pre-marked by the prosecution?
I can answer that. Most of them, Your Honor, please, and I can identify ano yung mga hindi na marked tsaka yung reason.
So most, not all?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
And for the record, that the affidavit of investigation that the witness is identifying and that you have marked does not contain any of the annexes mentioned in the affidavit of investigation, without prejudice, of course, to the annexes that you already marked.
Yes, Your Honor.
And identified by either this or other witnesses.
Yes, Your Honor. Not attached specifically to the affidavit, but found in the same record of the
Not
court.
attached to the document that the witness is identifying right now.
Yes, Your Honor.
Does that satisfy the counsel for the
Your Honor, we're
respondent?
not objecting as to how they marked it. We're just manifesting it for the
That
record.
it's not there.
Yes.
Yes.
So noted. Witness
you.
may answer.
Yeah, this is the same document that I...
Okay. Yeah, you have.
Your Honor, this is the same document that I mentioned.
Okay. May proceed, Your Honor, please.
You may proceed.
Now, Attorney Lotok, sorry.
Just to manifest, Your Honor,
Counsel
that,
for the respondent is recognized.
just to manifest, Your Honor, that again, the comparison, Your Honor, was made with the certified true copy, not the original, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So noted.
Thank you so much.
Please proceed, counsel for the prosecutor.
Attorney Lotok, sa pahinang 28 ng Affidavit of Investigation, may makikita ang pirma sa ibabaw ng pangalang S.A. Jeremy Lotok. Yung makikita mo ba yan? Yung tanong, kaninong pirma ito?
This is my signature, sir.
And sa pahinang 29 ng affidavit, may makikita ang pirma sa ibabaw ng pangalang S.A. Jeremy Lotok. Kaninong pirma ba ito?
Again, sa akin, pirma ho ito, sir.
Your Honor, at this juncture, the prosecution manifests and move that the same, the two signatures of the witness be marked as Exhibit P-Roman